tear. Banjo strumming, picking real sweet. On his way to Kayla's, his heart skips a beat. A white pickup truck riding real smooth, heading to his love. He's got something to prove. Banjo's twanging in harmony with the wind. Lord's got that bracelet, he's ready to give in. On the country road under the bright blue sky, Lord's driving to Kayla, loves his alibi. With banjo's melody and his heart so true, he's bringing that bracelet saying I love you. Truck in gear, cruising down the road, holding back a tear. Banjo strumming, picking real sweet. On his way to Kayla's, his heart skips a beat. Saying I love you.
Well, Santa Boone was a fiery gal with a mischievous smile and a devilish laugh. She had a mean streak, that's for sure. Mess with her and you'll feel the floor. Boy, hey, Torres Jr., a quiet man, crossed the path and messed up a plan. She grabbed him quick, gave him a shake, tossed him in a suitcase, for goodness sake. Down the staircase, the suitcase flew. Jorge yelling out, what did I do? Sarah just laughed, her eyes shining bright. She had a twisted pleasure causing this fight. Well, a twisted pleasure causing this fight. Santa Boone was a fiery gal with a mischievous smile and a devilish laugh. She had a mean streak, that's for sure. Mess with her and you'll feel the floor. Jorge Torres Jr., quiet man, crossed her path and messed up the plan. She grabbed him quick, gave him a shake, tossed him in a suitcase, for goodness sake. Down the staircase, the suitcase flew. Jorge yelling out, what did I do? Sarah just laughed, her eyes shining bright. She had a twisted pleasure in causing this fight. Causing this fight.
Locked up behind these bars, Gabriel Renee, the man with the scars. He thought he was slick, a mastermind, but now he's stuck doing hard time.
Interrogation room, the detectives in, talking about their cards, but Gabriel can't begin to them to understand. Too lost in his mind, now he pays the price. The punishment he'll find, the punishment he'll find. Locked up in this prison cell, Gabriel Renee, falling under his own spell. No escape, no break free. He's locked up, that's where he'll be.
Locked up, and that's where he'll be.
Detectives clapping, talking about philosophy. Gabriel Renee, so dumb he just can't see. They got all the evidence, the mask and the gun, but now that Gabriel's sitting there, he having no fun. The video's on his phone, at him fronting in the mirror. When he gets locked in jail, he better watch his rear. The boys in blue, they really took him to task. They asked if he liked to give it to ladies or if he liked it in the ass. Locked up in this prison cell, Gabriel Renee, falling under his own spell. No escape, no break free. He's locked up, that's where he'll be. that's where he'll be.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Dave. This is FFOP Radio. It's Flamingo Friday. You maybe can tell. Welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to my co-host and producer. Chris is over there off camera.
Hello.
So you're probably, if you're here, you're probably asking yourself, what are we doing tonight? Maybe you're asking yourself that. Maybe you didn't see the title card or the title of the video or the thumbnail or any of that stuff. But here we are. So this is an interrogation I've been on the fence about because Gabriel Renee is kind of a shitty guest, like to the show.
Yeah.
I mean, because here's the thing: there are some interrogations out there that are a nice long boil that are between 3 and 5, 6 hours. I love watching those, like the Cheyenne. Oh gosh, what's her last name? What's up, Ryan?
Hi, Ryan.
Cheyenne something or other. She killed her dad and her daughter. Same thing. It's like a 5 or 6 hour interrogation where it's just like, oh, I thought I did raccoon and that was rotten meat. I swear I didn't hurt my daddy. To like, yeah, I shot him in the head and he must have shot my kid and I stabbed him a whole bunch too.
Oh, jeez.
So it's a nice progression, but you have to wait the full time. Gabriel is one of those dudes, and I've seen a lot of these recently because I don't know why, but YouTube, or rather the algorithms and all the people who are putting out these interrogations, I mean, the worst type of person is Gabriel in this sort of interrogation because they are the type of person who can look at the evidence, or like it says that some suspects think that, and Renee is one of these idiots who will, as soon as they're arrested, the detectives come in and they will lay out all of the evidence in front of them like a hand of cards, so that the suspect can go like, okay, I've got an excuse for this, 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 and this. That's not how it goes. We all know this. The police know some stuff. They'll bullshit some stuff. They'll ask about the stuff they know. So when they ask about the things they don't know, they see where the suspect changes their behavior. Gabriel Renee is a real piece of shit, and he probably, he won't have a lot of, he's not going to have a lot to give. So the backstory behind Gabriel here is like he's a serial kidnapper.
Where is this taking place?
Florida. This is
Of course
Osceola
it is.
County. This is the insane detective that did Federico Gondola. He's the technology detective. However, he has given up technology in favor of medieval philosophy. Whatever. It doesn't really work. I feel like why he does this, like when he sat down to talk to Gabriel Renee here, he goes, you know who I like? Rene Descartes. Not a philosopher I would pull in a situation like this. I see where he's going with it. Doesn't really work.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, it's not going to be the same like soft-spoken detective that was with Federico. It's going to be a guy with same like salmon shirt, here's energy. Let me make it big for you so you can see what's going on.
He's the anti-Dudinsky.
I mean, kind of. He's like Dudinsky plus. Like this is what Dudinsky probably does when he knows there's shit on the line. Like with Dustin, he's like, okay, we got Dustin, we got the chat log. Who cares? But with Gabriel Renee here, it's sort of the same thing though, because they do have the gun, they do have his mask. They do have his backpack. They have a bunch of witnesses. They have cameras and pictures and moving video, both, yada, yada, yada. They're going to show him some of this stuff. And here's the thing. He would... I can't remember if he killed anybody or not. I want to say he did, and that's why it's been like jacked up to like where we are now, but I could be wrong. Moral of the story is, what we're going to touch upon in this interrogation, 2 specific hijackings or kidnappings where like... He just snatched a lady off the street, threw her in her own car, and held a gun to her head, and made her drive around for God knows how many hours while they pulled money out of her bank. So he's a fucking, he's not like the worst of the worst, but he's definitely someone that could go that way. Like, if he hasn't killed anybody yet, he's on that road because you don't start by forcing people into their cars so you can rob them at gunpoint and drive them around town.
Right, because what if they're like, no, then what do you do? Just let them out?
So that's what we're going to be going over here. Renee here is going to say, I don't know, like I said, and I don't know, and I wasn't there. And that's fucking, it's so annoying because, like, I don't want to throw like a racial element, but it's typically the same type of people that do this. They go, what is everybody going to think? Or what is your cohort's going to say? Or when they enter a third party, whether it's a judge, jury, a cohort, a wife, or whoever. The most annoying answer in the fucking world is, well, they gon' think what they gon' think.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If my ass were on the line, literally going to spend, the next 20 to the rest of my life in jail and or get the death penalty, my response to the people who could convict me, hand over the verdict and or give in evidence toward me, I wouldn't go, well, they gonna do what they gonna do. That's not where you want to fucking hang your hat on a case where you're, whatever.
Right.
But here we go. This is Renee. And at the end, it's going to get pretty funny because he's like, I don't want to talk anymore. And he's going to make him sit there in silence, and it's going to be fun.
As I always say, you can't put the cart before the horse.
Yeah, you can't.
What do you want me
It's
to
impossible.
address you as?
My name.
My name.
Good one.
I want you to address me as my name.
Which is Gabriel.
Gabriel. Oh, 'cause some people tell me Mr. and then their last name. That's so.
Some people were telling me Mr. and then your last name. That's a stupid. Whatever. It's the read technique. You start with name, birthday, where you went to school, blah, blah, blah. But it
Doing it
feels
this
like we're
way?
fumbling a little out of the gate, right? Because one, they wore the same color shirt, and two, he's already kind of getting a little like, what?
He got his shoes. Oh, wait, he's already arrested.
Yeah, he's arrested because he has been in custody and they've been talking to him about a victim. What will come up later will be, over the course of the thing, they're going to show a lady picked you out of a lineup, and he's going to go something along the lines of, you've been talking to me ever since I got picked up. So yeah, he's been in jail for a while. And he thinks that there's only one person that's come forward, but there's another one, and they're going to play that later.
Got it.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing.
Home Depot, right?
Yeah, that orange, it's a strong color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Salmon, some would say.
It's called Renee or Gabriel. It's fine.
Huh?
Renee, Gabriel, either one.
Renee's your last name.
Yeah, so you wouldn't call him Renee,
Yeah.
technically. I mean, I wouldn't. Here he's going to pull out. Look how many fucking cards he has in his pocket. He's searching for the Miranda card. Again, you know that shit memorized?
So they have to say it every single time they talk to him, even though he's already arrested?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anytime you leave the room and come back, if they say, I want to, like, that's the thing. Anytime anything changes, like even a little bit, the detective will be like, whoa, 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 let's jump back to square zero and clarify. I've seen that so many times where like 3 hours into an interview, someone will say, I think I want a lawyer. And they go, whoa, whoa, okay. So do you want a lawyer or no? And everything comes to a fucking stop immediately. And it makes the suspect's head spin so bad. I feel like that's what gets them to keep talking. They go,
Right.
okay, great. We're going to get up and leave and we'll get you a lawyer. Is that what you want, right? And they go, what? And then they talk for the 3 hours.
Yeah.
If you have any question when I read these, just feel free to just ask, all right?
Yeah.
So you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
See, it's interesting here, too, because on top of it just being a card that you can memorize like I have, it would be a different thing if, like, he made him initial the card or if he made him read aloud from the card, like a lot of places do, because they have to make you read to show that you can and all this
And
other
then
shit.
sign it.
And then, that's the thing. Why then be like, whoop, you have the right to blibbity blah, blah, blah. Whoop. Like, how many times are you reading this a day, my dude? Jesus.
You got to read the card. You can no longer go by memory. Pretty sure that's the new standard.
If that's the case, then sure. I'm willing to buy that bureaucracy has gone to such a state where they need to see you holding the fucking card. Seems a little fucking ridiculous, though, right?
Just a little.
Can you say yes, please? Only
Yes.
to the microphone. Anything you say may be used against you in court. Do you understand?
Flip my hair up.
Yes.
You are entitled to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning. Do you understand?
Yes.
He
If
really
you
wants to
cannot
look at that
afford a lawyer
microphone.
Yeah.
And want one will be provided before questioning without charge. Do you understand?
Yes.
Put that back. There we go.
Totally understand.
Okay, and see, that's the thing. I think, Fosco, remind me, there's so many people who floated in and out. You're a Floridian, right? So you would probably know if they would have to. I mean, I'm from Arizona. I don't know if they have to read. Have you been arrested, Fosco? You
And all of them.
This is a safe space.
Are you one of Renee's victims?
You guys know what this is all about?
I already know this is all about the same stuff as the last time.
There you go. So we got a little bit of context.
Yeah.
He knows why he's there. So it would be, and that's another part of this puzzle. It's one thing to get pulled in off the street or off your job or wherever. Oh, you're a good boy. Sure. It's one thing to get pulled in out of nowhere and to be like, hey, why am I here? And to sit through 45 minutes of the read technique for them to be like, do you know why you're here? No, you could tell me. I mean, he's been in here. They've been talking to him about it. This is just another, 3-4 times in a row. It's even stupider at the fourth time being like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
But like, guess what? We've been in this room 4 fucking times. You know what we're talking about.
Fosco says, my brother-in-law is a narcotics officer.
All right.
So he knows. Ryan says, I may or may not have been arrested once, but never Mirandized.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can get arrested without being Mirandized because if they don't give a fuck about what you did, they won't do anything. But like all the body cam footage and stuff, as soon as the crime gets like serious, they go, guess what? I'm going to Mirandize you in case you have a crazy verbal ejaculate all over my back seat.
Not quite. And that's why we're here.
I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm here.
The last time, the other detective there was asking you about places you've been and people you've been in contact with.
Places you've been, people you may have
I don't remember
seen.
all that, but I'm pretty sure I was asked because that's the typical question.
What?
Do you remember last Friday?
That was Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Vaguely, yeah.
Is it because you were tired? You were on
Let me
medication?
move myself out of the way so you can see what's going
I
on.
just don't remember. I mean, I remember a little bit of it because, like I said, I was asked a whole bunch of
This Wollengate bullet. Ryan Gate, my ass!
different questions. So unless you-
Expunged. Did they have to throw out your enormous chat log because somebody killed themselves?
you know,
I may or,
specific
oh wait.
question.
Okay, you can't talk
Did I follow
arrest and
him?
not address the cow in the room. FBI got Daniel Larson. I don't know who that is.
Daniel Larson's a lol cow.
I
and-
figured the cow part.
Right, but here's the thing. I don't think Daniel Larson is not a compelling lol cow to me because he just, I don't know. To me, the lol cow needs to be an individual who is not really off the fucking deep end. King Cobra JFS, Johnny Elbows, Cyrax, Foodie Beauty, Heather Colonna. All of these people are definitely suboptimal, subnormal, sub-minimal necessary intelligence. But like Daniel Larson feels like he is a clinical insane person who the system has failed and is just roaming around the wild until he kills somebody.
Yeah, Fosco says Larson is a menace to society, and it's good to see the grown-ups are finally stepping in.
Seriously, he's like one of those perpetual nuisance criminals that I always talk about who will just be a fucking nuisance, causing a problem literally everywhere all the time until he does something serious enough to ruin an entire family or multiple families' lives and get thrown in jail. However, he's also being spurred on by a internet's worth of unhinged idiots as well. I can't watch Daniel Larson because of that. It is just too much.
See you later, Ryan.
Take it easy, Ryan.
If you stream this weekend, I'll be there, though.
I might.
There's really no
Maybe Sunday.
ambiguity.
Yeah, nothing really to talk about.
Huh?
It's, I mean, whatever it is that you have, I guess that's why I'm here to see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
But then, whatever. Fosco, we can't talk about locales all night, but how much money could Daniel Larson have been getting that Bob needed to launder it? Like, Bob has a car. Like, that's maybe one of those things. Like, people give Cyrax money, but nobody knows how much. If William Gloryhole finds out, he'll make your life a living hell. King Cobra gets money. That's the thing, you don't. So yeah, I would buy that maybe that was happening, but like, again, Daniel Larson is not a compelling character to me. I think Rolling Thunder's a shitty song too. Oh, interesting. That's the thing about lolcows and their universes, man. Everybody in their sphere is fucked up. King Cobra and Jessica and Homeboy Scotty and Down the Hill Dave and all those other fucking no one hangs around Cyrax anymore, but like Nyla the Red Panda or like was it Jake? He's gonzo. Like everybody in that sphere is fucked. Sally and Ed and Chris Chan's parents when they were alive, like I mean the one of them still is Barbara.
So how have they been treating you so far?
It's great.
I don't know. I'm not in there.
I don't know.
Where are you right now?
Not here.
I love when it'll come up later, so I don't want to spoil it, but there's a couple of answers that make zero sense in certain questions. So like if someone asks you a math question, you can go, I don't know. Or if you can say, hey, did XYZ happen? You can say, not to my knowledge. But if someone says, do you like X, Y, or Z? They ask you for your opinion. If you say, I don't know, or the other thing that will come up later, people might think you're a Daniel Larson.
You bring yourself to a certain place.
What?
I'm just not here. In my own world.
Right, okay, so he's... it's
Being
annoying.
a douchebag?
So, no, what he's going to talk about is how he escapes into his imagination, essentially.
Oh.
And in a great book series, the Pendergast series that starts with Relic that goes to God knows where now, Pendergast uses this technique as well. He uses a mind palace where he has a structure, a mental structure in his mind where he houses all of his memories that he could run through as a physical space to help the reader. Gabriel is going to say something along those lines, but he's not going to do it right, and the detective is going to fuck him up a little bit.
Is there anybody else in there? Do you let anybody else in there?
Just me.
Just me. My memory palace. Gabriel Renee, memory mansion.
How long have you been doing that?
Since I was born.
It's a good question.
It's where I exist.
You're right, Bucko.
Flawless mind.
Yeah, and that may be okay. So, because I was watching this earlier today, just to refresh myself again for the umpteenth time, and I go, okay, well, let's find out. Let's really dig into where Detective Technology Salmon Shirt here is getting his pulls. So I thought, okay, my strongest inclination was the Rene Descartes to Gabriel Renee tie here, but he's talking somewhat philosophically, and I think that's what adds the icing to be like, hey, I know philosophy. But him being like, yeah, I live in my own little world in my head since I was born, and nobody can get in there. Obviously, no one can get in there. It's in your head. It's imaginary. But like all of this is, I think what culminates, although I would like it to just be as easy as like Renee being the tie together.
So what would you call where we are?
It's good shit.
A room.
A room, an office.
Bingo. Later, we'll get to it because I just watched it. I want to tell you guys all about it. Later, like when they're waiting to go and he's getting upset that he's not being asked any questions and he can't say anything and they're not letting him leave. He's like, what's going on? He's like, there's two things you can do in the office. You can ask questions or it's time to leave. Those are the two things you can do in an office.
That's it.
You can ask questions or it's time to leave.
Just space. And trust me when I tell you, dude, and I study philosophy.
Here we go. Trust me when I tell you, dude.
When it comes to time, space,
Continuums.
it's all relative to that individual. And I can tell you, honestly, one of my favorite people is, I don't know if you ever heard of him, is Rene Descartes.
I don't think he's a good philosopher. I mean, he rather, what is it? He pulls toes, rather, the same party line that all of Europe had at that time, where it's like pretty non-mystical. It's like, hey, everything sucks, so just get over it.
Descartes was one of the deepest
Would you ever do a
philosophers,
night of old PSAs or like
one of
Dare?
the deepest philosophers.
If I could find enough, yes. So I'll put that in the notes. And if, Becca, if you're out there, I did get some footage of the case that you're wanting us to cover, so it's in the works as well.
What did you do the folder?
Is it in there, thing?
Yeah.
Is anybody in there, though? Yeah.
The folder. Take my badge.
Should be right in my bag.
Okay.
Rene Descartes was one of the deepest philosophers, most educated individuals that walked
Like in medieval France.
Right.
this land.
This land.
He studied people.
Florida.
Is what he did.
Rene de Florida art.
He studied the mind. And he said a couple of interesting things.
Couple.
One of the things he said to me was, one thing that I read that he said was, I don't believe anything unless it's proven to me. And not many things have been proven. You think about it.
Working green face chatters. Send you potential videos. If you're part of our Discord.
Yeah, Krista will drop a link to our Discord if you want to put them there. Fistfulpodcast@gmail.com. The email I've been using for about 30 years related to this show. If you want to use it, you can. Fistfulpodcast@gmail.com.
Right? So when you say that you're in your own world, I can understand that. Because ultimately we are. Some people accept it, some people don't. Some people understand it, others don't.
This is like philosophy for dummies, because not to get too deep into this, but to really understand the subtleties of like reality through the lens of a human takes nuance and intelligence and depth and like everything that Renee doesn't have, everything that Gabriel doesn't have, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's there for you, Fosco, if you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone, we had it, I know.
But I got to see what was inside your phone.
Oh yeah, that.
There was one thing, there was a few things that was interesting. You had a conversation.
It was like Rene Descartes,
initially in the park.
the phone.
And then you continued your interview with him. Like, it looked like it was a bus stop or it was underneath an overpass. Remember that conversation you had with that dude?
It's been a while, I don't know.
4 months ago or more.
So fucking like, just so you know, I don't know is going to be the answer for basically everything, from like things that you should know innately to the most obscure, which I would understand. But he's going to be asked almost exclusively questions about himself. So the I don't know thing is so annoying.
You had made points about acceptance, being accepted in society and working for what at times. The government basically runs this country, runs the people in this country.
Basically.
And you made a couple of points that absolutely true, that no one can argue. Even a dude.
Serial kidnapping, Melissa.
Yeah, dude's a serial kidnapper. They caught him, I don't know, right around victim 4 or 5, and we're going to get the reveal of the last victim that he doesn't know about later in the footage.
You want to do something? And he's like, yeah. And you ask him, do you want to work? And he goes, yeah, I want to work. You don't remember that? And you actually, at one point, when you guys went from the park to the bus stop, you actually asked him, was he more comfortable talking away from that area because there was people around over there. And the other place you guys were by yourselves. And I don't think too many people will argue with what you were saying, because it's true.
Which is...
I don't recall, but okay.
That's great, because here we are, third-party impartial viewers, who don't know what the fuck he is talking about. Renee is going to give up zero acknowledgement, so what the fuck is going on? The rest of the stuff, it'll be obvious, but like, what the fuck is germane here? And he'll never like, oh, well, I guess if you don't know, I guess we'll move on.
Anyway, Descartes.
With the black dude, dreads, black jacket.
Black pants, black shoes. He was all black. Blacked out dude.
Dude, you even interviewed that dude they call Bob. Down at Kissimmee, the old white guy that walks around like in a police uniform.
What?
Is he like he's interviewing people? What does he do?
There's a lot of the stuff I don't understand because again we're like the third interview in or whatever, but whatever. We're moving past all this stuff because it doesn't really matter.
That's what they call 'em. How good would you say your memory is?
Not very.
How far back do you think you can go?
I mean, he can remember when he was a baby in his mind palace.
Oh yeah.
Depends on what occurred. Some things are easier to remember than others. So.
It's true.
Here's the thing. Why doesn't any fucking idiot in front of a detective realize that a jury of normal people will look at this? Because, like, maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't, but there's some body cam footage out there of a woman who does, like, 40 plus in a school zone and gets pulled over. The cop is basically just going to give her a ticket, but she bitches and moans and then starts screaming to the point where she gets tased. She fucking traumatizes her children in the back seat, and she is ripped and she is screaming. And I wonder, like, because it's like an hour of experience where she is screaming and yelling and just like the same thing over and over and over again, like a Jerry Springer guest. I wonder if anybody after the fact sat this person, that person, whoever down and go, so now with the emotions subsided and ideally higher brain functioning returned, what was going on here? Right? With Renee here, right? Because you go, most humans can answer simple questions about like geography or even their own personal preferences. But you, Renee, nobody like, but then again, it's coming from the same person who's like, well, what do you think the jury will say when we show them this evidence? They gonna think what they gonna think. You know what I'm fucking saying, guys? They gonna think what they gonna think. You can't do anything about it.
Would it be disrespectful for me to ask you what your philosophy is?
Yes.
Disrespectful. People don't know. I love talking philosophy. No one will tell you. Like if I say, what's your philosophy? No one knows.
A belief? A way of living?
Live in my mind, man.
Living in your mind palace, bitch.
Like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. That's my philosophy.
Nice.
Like everybody else.
But you just said that you go into your own little world. So
I read the Dow Day whatever.
Still function in this society?
You want to be like everybody else and live like everybody else, sure. Why not? It works, right? Everybody's doing it.
You're gonna have to speak up into this microphone so that the future people listening can hear you.
Some people just can't function in society.
Where's that fucking folder, right? With all the evidence.
Yeah.
Why not bring that in first, Salmon Shirt?
Yeah, true.
This isn't your first rodeo.
He didn't give his badge to the dude.
Everything ain't meant for everybody.
Thank God. Now we can start showing him pictures he can deny.
Here you go, boss.
All right, here's a picture of you, the gun, the mask. Here's some video. Here's a picture of the people who saw you. Here's the photo lineup. Now, none of this makes sense to you, right? No, I've never seen none of that before. That don't even look like me. And like if you showed a picture of me looking like this to me looking like this, and I go, nope.
There you go. Thank you.
I'm just gonna sit here on my phone, play some.
Oh man, did you
Sweet
refill
Snake.
my Miranda cards? Cool. See, now with the different color shirt, it's now become like an aggressive, like, Dick's Sporting Goods interview.
So I was trying to find out how far your memory goes back, and you just said it just depends.
16th century, probably.
Is it because some things you just blank out?
Well, it's just not that significant.
So the importance level of it is what you remember?
You're a smart guy, Renee. You know how memories are tied to, like, heightened emotions? Yeah, I get that. You must have read a book. Oh, there's a shirt.
Oh.
See that little baby right there? There's the bag. Maybe that's the bag.
Does that look familiar?
See that? Look at it, Gabriel.
That's the same hat you showed me on that picture.
Oh, it's his hat.
Mm-hmm. So it looked familiar from that same picture?
So why is he showing him? This looks like the picture you showed me before. if he said in the first interview he didn't know what it was, which I'm presuming he did, and now he says it looks like the picture before, this detective here is going to do a big brain move and be like, so you remember it from me showing it to you before and not before that when you actually owned it?
Oh, Miami Dolphin Day at the station. Yeah, it's April. When do they do their drafts? Maybe they're color coordinating with their drafting stuff.
Dan Marino's out in the waiting room with Einhorn. Here are the gloves.
These look familiar?
No.
And I know we can show you that picture.
What? I know those are. Those
What are those?
What
What are them? They got like palms and fingers and shit?
What are they?
What are them damn things? They look like handses.
Something that was with me about at least a couple months back. It was in a book bag, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, look, guess what, Fosco? Isotoners, right? This is Finkel and Einhorn.
Someone had taken what?
The book bag.
The book bag. What color was the book bag?
Book bag was blue.
I had two of them. I had a red one and a blue and white one.
Yeah, well, that blue one had the gun in it, so we don't care about the red one.
I'm sorry, a red one?
Yeah, a blue and white one.
What was
Your
inside that red
90s
book
references won't slip by me, good sir.
Pair of gloves. I had a.
Gonna flip through Facebook on my phone while y'all talk.
This is maybe the only interrogation where I'm totally cool with the detectives checking out to like check Instagram or whatever. Cause like I want them, cause he's giving so much like, oh God, what's the word? Apathy and disrespect.
Yeah.
Like when they're talking to Gypsy Rose or John Gojon or whatever his fucking name is, and they go, "Oh, well, really interesting." Whoa, like when they're telling you your life story, they're when they're engaged. That's one thing, but like these guys, he don't give a fuck. They're on the clock. He's already in jail.
Yeah.
Go ahead, check Facebook.
I had a shirt, a couple shirts,
Murder weapon.
pair of pants or shorts. I can't remember.
What color were the shorts?
Dang.
I had an idea.
I think navy blue or something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
Navy blue from.
Might have been Army blue,
Did you
Air
leave
Force
the,
blue.
The red book bag somewhere, or somebody steal it from you?
I left it. Like I said, I leave my stuff when I have to go. You know.
Do you remember?
That's what I do. Whenever I have to go somewhere, I say, "Hey, I'm gonna leave my shit here." You know, stuff with my
Stuff.
DNA, my gun, my kit for murder.
Where you left it at?
Yeah. Well, I left it in a washing machine. Well, behind
What?
the washing machine. And
It's a reasonable place to leave a book bag.
Like a washing machine?
yeah.
Where
laundry,
in
the
the laundry?
laundromat. Yeah.
Where was the laundromat at?
I really don't want to give that detail.
Well, if it's your
So let me just recap for you. He said he left the book bag with a friend because he had to leave. The friend apparently lives at a laundromat because that's where he left the bag. What?
your property's still there.
What do you mean it's still?
It could still be there. Well, you definitely probably
There were
went to
definitely a hue of color.
That's where I left it when it went missing. When I went back to get it.
They occupied physical space, more or less, in this area somewhere.
It was missing.
Where's the blue book bag?
Book bag.
Where's the blue book bag? What do you mean?
You said you had a blue and a red one.
Yeah, I had.
Have you ever seen like a better picture of a gun? Like if you were gonna show somebody a picture of a gun, I would make it the same color as my shirt and his shirt, and I would say, guess what? This gun, it's wearing the same shirt as you and me.
I laid it on my chest.
So where's the blue one?
Oh yeah, they made him lay down. They put it on his stomach.
That was also missing as well. Both of them.
I think it was behind a
Where was the last place
dryer.
you saw the blue one.
It was in bushes.
You don't want to share where that is?
Nah,
I'm sure we'll probably figure it out.
I love that because the cops that don't get angry are, in a way, funnier, but they don't give you the same sort of cathartic feeling that you want. Because like when they ask a very specific question, and they go, "Do you remember that?" And the answer was, I was like, "Nah." And the cops are always like, "Okay," and they just let it go and they move on. Sometimes that's funny, but sometimes you want to see, like, because there are detectives out there that will get angry and be like, you fucking, like, if you look up the Nathaniel Schimmel interrogation, he killed his mom. That detective just gives up at one point and is just very angry at a kid on the spectrum for killing his poor Jewish mother.
Was that in the red one or the blue one?
These are Pumas.
No, those are my shoes.
Those are yours?
Right. The question was, were they in the red one or the blue one?
They were on my feet. Those are my shoes.
To the best of my knowledge, those are my shoes. Fuck you, Gabriel.
Those also was in the bag as well.
Which
Oh.
bag?
The blue one.
The blue one.
It's weird how you had to answer 4
You sure
questions
was-
before
Yes.
the one that was asked.
Oh, blue, white, yeah.
Those are my shoes.
Here's the polo shirt my partner's wearing. What do you think about that?
That was also something that was missing, yes. I remember
Can
that.
you imagine how
And which
much
bag was it in?
ink
Blue.
all of this took to print?
It's company dime. And by company, it's the whatever.
Government.
Osceola County.
Yeah.
In the video on your phone, you had mentioned how someone was holding on to your property and they wouldn't give it back to you, and they finally gave it back to you. And
Well, that's what I was, because they had my ID and all that, and they, I guess, didn't recognize me, but apparently, I don't know.
Notice how a question wasn't asked, but an answer was given to a question that wasn't asked, and the
Yeah.
answer didn't make any sense because it was in response to a question that wasn't asked.
they,
What?
who is they? I don't know who they is. Who was holding on to your
Scientologist.
stuff?
Well, the people that returned it back to me.
They had sailor suits on.
Fuck, that's another fucking thing. They say, what's that person's name? Right? I can't remember. I just watched interrogation. It doesn't matter. It happens a fucking million times a day. They go, where is this piece of product, material, whatever? Okay, the one I just watched. They go, where's the Impala? He goes, it's around. So Teddy goes, around where? He said, oh, I got a buddy driving it around. Okay, where? It's gettable.
Thanks.
And just if you're gonna do that, say fuck you. Just say no. Because again, it must feel good in the moment to stick it to a detective, right? Because you're an idiot and you're not thinking like 12 of your peers are going to watch this, right? And they're gonna see you go to the same question, where's the Impala? It's around. Where's the Impala? My homie has it. Where is that? Around. Where is that? It's gettable. Even if I have, let's say I'm just a petty, normal human being, and you may or may not be innocent, and I hear you doing shit like this, I might be annoyed enough to convict, because it might give me reasonable annoyance, which will feed my doubt, or subtract from my doubt.
Personality plus this cat has.
Yeah, oh boy, yeah.
At
Oh.
a restaurant.
Can you imagine getting abducted by this asshole, getting driven, like having to drive his ass around for 6 hours while he gets you to go to every one of your ATMs and pull out your cash for the day?
I can't imagine him doing this like this. Like, I can't imagine him any other way but this way.
Right, because in front of cops, this type of person is nothing. They're a
Right.
non-entity. That's why they go to jail so often. Like, here are your 3 options, right? In front of detectives, you can say, I don't want to talk, give me a lawyer. That's one. You can talk and tell them everything by believing them when they say, if you tell us everything, we'll tell the district attorney and they'll cut you a break. That's a lie. It never helps.
Yep.
Or you can do the hidden third option, which is Renee's strategy here, where you go, I don't know, not to my knowledge. Which backpack was it in? Those are my
Those
shoes.
are my shoes. I saw a funny ad where someone was selling a Chevy and Paula.
I would like to see that as well, Jameson.
I really don't want to go into detail.
But where is that Chevy Impala?
But you
They
said there was
around?
property missing.
Yeah. my
They're
phone.
gettable.
It was an Apple.
Yeah, my phone.
Yeah, because P.S., the guy with the Impala, he did commit the murder. The body was transported in the Impala, which is why he didn't have it.
But it was
So
gettable.
again, when at the end of that arc, right? because the detective gives the guy the benefit of the doubt. Maybe thinks he's just too stupid to understand the question. So he goes, okay, let me ask you this. Before you came here, you were at your apartment, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, when you left your apartment, you were in the Impala, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, you got here in the Impala, and you're here talking to us now, but the Impala isn't here. He goes, yeah, where is it? It's gettable. Fuck you! God! But it's also like the detective's fault for asking the question the 9th time.
How come you never reported it stolen?
I don't like police.
What are you guys gonna do?
Get your texting sound real loud there, Detective Technology.
He's everybody's fucking mom. There's no silence. Oh, I got the only iPhone that doesn't have a silence or vibrate function. So you gotta listen to me as I tap every key or any sort of...
He probably has like the text font like super big.
It's shit all the time. You're hearing whatever... What do you think Detective Technology Descartes here listens to? Like... Maybe a little trap house. You just hear that going off at a restaurant somewhere when someone tries to call him.
It's a waste of time.
No, he has like the generic ring.
When I first came out,
He probably likes like Bob Seger.
that I had warrant, so I never really tried to be around like law enforcement like that.
That's understandable.
Yeah, when I get shit stolen, I go, I don't like to be around law enforcement shit like that. I just let them steal my shit and do nothing about it. And technically, I kind of get it because if someone did steal my shit, I don't know if I'd call the cops because what are they going to do? They make a report.
Yeah.
They're not going to go to the pawn shop and look for my shit.
The only way he could text and look older is if he started using one finger and hit one letter at a time.
Yeah, and he's got to like have those half glasses and push him down his nose and like look down his nose at him and go like...
Yeah, because he's got
oh, hold on, my Farmville just sent me a notification.
I gotta go get my milk from my cows.
What's happening, Matt? Welcome.
Your blue bag was stolen.
Blue blag.
Blue black.
Bloop. This is great. It's good shit.
Let's all just stare at each other.
Sometime around before I got arrested for that.
Maybe sometime around before I got arrested. All right, so your entire life up until before
Now.
3 days ago? You stupid fuck.
What is it? Grand Theft?
I stuck it in my mom
That was
palace.
the Target one.
Yeah.
So that was back.
Before that, you're saying before that?
Like around,
Or around that time?
Because I was out there.
What date was the target? That was before.
I don't know. I don't have that.
Oh, he needs the readers, but first he's gotta stretch his arm out and check if it's gotten long enough to read without the
That was last
glasses.
year. 2016?
Yeah, something November, around November.
Because you did like 30, 60, 90 days, something like that?
What are we talking about? Target?
No, that's
Still?
not, he got put in jail for a little time for grand larceny or something,
Nice.
and so whatever. It's more bullshit, and that's the thing. Like, half of me wants that cathartic release of these detectives getting in Renee's face to be like, you're a fucking idiot. We've got this and we got that, and now just tell us the truth. But the other half of me does appreciate the slow burn comedy of like picturing a jury member like myself sitting and watching this. And then like, because here's the thing, I love a good hilarious situation. And if I were on Gabriel's, because, maybe I wouldn't do this because they probably kick my ass off because I'd be doing too many jokes and like pratfalls and like looks to camera. But like, as this was playing out, I would just be like, just to like stare at him and like wait until he saw me looking at him to make just a fraction of a second of eye contact before I go. Just so he knows. Like at some point I want him to know what's going on here and that he's fucked himself over because I mean, not that you, like, there's literally nothing you can do. They found his DNA in the mask he wore as described by his victim, who he took the mask off in front of.
Nice.
So it's pretty much an open and shut case, but we still got to go through this ring around the rose bush.
Yeah.
3 months.
3 months. And
His phone's on vibrate.
The blue book bag was...
He's a younger
had
detective.
bushes.
Yeah.
But the
See
red
the-
one was behind the
Yeah,
washer.
the graying here and the
Yes.
The
little
light.
weak area.
Which was also taken, but
Do you understand the charges that you got charged with recently?
This is a legitimate question because at this point, I don't know if Renee understands anything.
I have a couple, people seen the news, so they were telling me about it.
That's brilliant. Like that's the thing. You're in jail. They definitely delivered you your charges.
Yeah.
Because again, you're in jail. You're arrested. He's wearing a prison-issued jumpsuit and name tag. And he goes, well, some people heard on the news about what I was charged with. Like if you were in a fiery accident, right? And there's just wreckage and shit everywhere. And a fireman runs up to your window and they go, hey, do you know what happened here tonight? Well, on the
You were
news,
inside
they
jail?
said,
Yeah, they're telling me about it.
Who did they tell you?
who were
Telling
they?
me PBL. They were charged with PBL.
I love this.
So
What's PBL?
they told me it means punishable by life. Like you do like.
Oh, so that's like jail talk lingo kind of PBL?
Okay, so this is about to be a perfect example of the age gap because I feel like technology detective, since he's old and he loves technology, he's not giving a fuck about the lingo because he's mostly just focused on his job. Whereas this guy's younger and may know a little more.
I don't know if that's jail talk. I don't know if that's they listen to you guys and they just.
I've never heard that shit before. I
Yeah.
never heard they tell you. PBL?
I've heard it before.
Why?
And then it just dropped like that. He goes,
All
oh,
right,
it's PBL, punch by lie, PBL. I ain't heard that shit in my life. And then the fucking young detective comes and kicks him in the dick and be like, actually, I have heard it. Don't do that in front of
I
Renee.
got Twitter.
Any other fucking person, I would be fine with you being like, well, actually, don't give Renee a fucking inch. Be like, yeah, I've never heard of it either, so maybe you're the stupid one. Don't throw it on technology detective. Yeah, hello, Dad.
That's what I mean. I told him so.
I'm pretty sure you don't remember,
Pretty sure.
but I had asked you before about integrity
Low integrity.
and being honest with yourself. And you told me that you were a person who was honest with themselves and that had integrity. And that if you ever committed a mistake, you would admit to it.
I want to ask you guys in the chat a little question really quick because this comes up a lot where like the detective will bring up either ethical, moral, or religious grounds to be like, you're a this, that, or the other. And, we've even seen suspects offer this without warranted. There was if you're a true crime fan, you probably watch Matt Orchard, and he just did a video on Darlie, and I can't remember her last name, but she basically destroyed her children. She stabbed them both, maybe all three of them, till they were dead. And I don't know, it's just whatever. Moral.
Right?
I can't get over it.
Has anything changed since that time you gave me that answer? You still hold that as a belief?
Right. Okay. Okay. Just to put a button on this frustrating thought. I've heard a million people who were 1,000% guilty go, if I knew who did this, I would tell you. It would be the first thing out of my mouth. I swear to God, I never touched a gun or whatever. You can say this, that, or the other. They're always lies. So I don't know why we're appealing to the driest of holes. Like it'd be one thing if Renee here came across as, because like there's some interrogation out there of a kid. He's like 19. They tried to do a bank heist. They killed the lady who they were trying to kidnap. Yada yada yada. And it's the same detective who interviewed Stephen McDaniels, and he reads this guy pretty well because he goes, do you know Jesus and all this other stuff? And like he gets it to the point where like he goes, okay, I'll confess, but you lead us in a prayer. So it's not like it's a bad technique, right? It's just a bad technique if you try to appeal to the emotional side of a splintery board. Like, I wouldn't say, hey, Renee, you seem like a well-rounded, emotionally functional, and well-developed individual. You know a little bit about integrity? No, he fucking doesn't.
The belief of yourself.
Put that on my mama.
Right. Because if we don't have that, we don't have anything. So, having that in mind,
your integrity.
I'm going to show you a picture.
Here's
Another
a gun.
picture. Please show him the gun. Please. It's got to be the point, right? Nope. There's the gloves. There's the gun. What's that?
Look familiar?
Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah.
Where did you have that at?
In the same bag.
The blue bag?
Yes.
You know, with all the other evidence that links me to the crimes that I committed.
That was in the washing machine, the laundromat that your friend gave you.
That was also in the blue
Bingo.
bag.
No, it's not mine.
Right. So everything else he was able to confirm was in the bag. The shoes, the gun. I would be like, no, that ain't mine. The mask, yes. The gun, no. But he decides to say, yeah, the gun's mine. But the mask that was in the bag with my shoes, with my gun, with my iPod, with my whatever, where'd that fucking come from? Like, if you were to look into my backpack right now and you were to go like, toothpicks, a handkerchief, a first aid kit, and what's this? A pen, I would be like, I've never seen that pen before in my life.
It's your name on it.
How sure are you that it's not yours?
It's even better. The mask didn't have his name. It had his DNA all up in the shit.
Yeah.
That's not how I would have known. It's that. What is that? Is that a handkerchief?
What is that?
A scarf?
It's a mask that hunters wear. I'm assuming for
Hunting.
camouflage themselves from
Animals?
whatever they're hunting. I don't hunt, so.
You're kidding. All that fucking vernacular you just dropped and you're not a hunter? Could have fooled me.
This was found right next to this
That's weird.
in your blue book bag.
It's chock full of your DNA, too. Still want to say you don't know what it is? Yeah, I do.
I think it's so funny they say book bag and not backpack.
It's a Florida thing.
Okay.
Well,
And that's-
I say book bag.
It's fair to say.
It's an East Coast thing, then, I guess.
I've never seen you with this on, so I can't say that it's yours.
It's fair to say.
But you know what could say that it's yours?
Two
Two
things.
things.
Eyewitness
Eyewitness
and DNA.
and DNA.
Boom! And guess what they both have? Or they have both of.
Say
That's what
blue
I'm saying.
book bag 5 times real fast.
Blue book bag.
Those are two ways to prove that it's yours. By someone seeing you wearing it.
That doesn't make any sense. How could somebody see me wearing that if apparently that's a mask?
That's a mask?
Is that the stupidest fucking thing you've ever heard? Have you ever been to a Halloween party wearing a mask? Everybody there saw you, my man.
Yeah.
Melissa, you know what I'm talking about. You ever put on a mask? You ever feel like no one saw you when you put it on?
You became invisible.
You seem pretty intelligent.
You said that's a mask.
A mask. I called it a mask, but I don't know what else to call it. Because you put it over your head.
So
It's a fucking head condom.
it's a mask. You never see me wearing it.
Your eyes, my man. Your eyes and one last thing. I'm playing my cards because I told you that I'd be honest with you from the very beginning.
Let me get my
And
other
I'm not
phone
playing
out.
any games.
Well, let's back up one more. The gun that you said is yours, correct?
Shut up, rookie.
Where did you get that from?
Yeah, because that's what the jury, like, that no one ever, because that's the thing, whenever they have, like, a case that could go either way, they don't say we need a smoking mask, right? They say we need a smoking gun. Where's the smoking gun, they would say, in the old-timey Old West and black and white TV shows. They say, where's the smoking gun? I say, we don't worry about it. We got a smoking mask.
Yeah.
What?
Where did you buy it at?
From a friend.
You bought it from a friend?
He's just blasting through his photo reel here. Just,
Every
Yeah,
click.
about
It
that.
clicks every time.
Well, not a friend, but somebody.
Did you buy it from a
you know that one of these is like the picture of his butthole he sent to his wife?
Or, somebody gave it. Like, I bought it off of them.
What did you pay for it?
25, 30 bucks.
Nah.
For a
Did you pay
gun?
$89.99 for it?
So it's a BB gun. He did not buy it from a friend for $25 or $30. Like this man just said, he bought it for $39.99 at a store that they were able to track. Ta-da!
Was it Publix?
Almost definitely.
So it wasn't even a gun.
No, BB gun.
So
then he probably didn't murder anybody.
Right.
Probably.
Unless can you kill somebody with like a point blank to the temple with a BB?
They got a baby head.
this is a picture of you.
Whoa!
What's a picture of me?
That was a picture of you.
What's a picture of me?
I just showed it to
This
you.
is a picture of you. What is?
It was accidentally the butthole picture.
Like if I don't have a. Like if I were like, this is a picture of you. Pretend that's you and not Popeye, and you go, what is? Fuck you!
Oh, you just showed look at it? Oh my bad.
Oh my
You
bad.
pulled it back so fast. I couldn't
you
see
only
it.
held it out for a solid 20 seconds. I need at least 90 before I can.
I gotta see that butthole some more.
Do you like? Gabriel is so stupid. He has like the mental agility of a slug or a snail. You know, sometimes you'll hear that little factoid or sniglet where their vision refreshes every 3 seconds because they're, I mean, that's the limit of their processor. Like, we've got a huge brain up here, so we're seeing things nearly instantaneously, whereas
Right.
slugs and snails and slower things will see things at about a 3-second clip.
That's crazy.
That's Renee. 1, 2, 3. Woo! And he goes,
What?
what? I didn't see a thing.
like
Did
a
you
sloth.
move? Scroll through all my photos again.
Click.
Wife.
Click.
It's a really good hot dog I had.
Too many pictures, man.
Duh. Let me zoom it in. There. All right. I gotta check Facebook now too.
Holy
He's not even.
shit.
Okay, how you figure that's a picture of me?
Oh, I know it's you.
Because it looks like you.
I love that. You could be like, they could have turned. He could have it would have been funnier, and he probably would have done the same thing. But like, if he just turned the camera on his phone, so he was looking at a picture of himself, technology detective, and he turned it around to show him like a live video of himself. He's like, "That's you." I guarantee, fucking Gabriel here would be like, "Who that?"
How do you know that's
Like it's
me?
reacting in real time. It's like looking into a mirror, and he's like, "I don't know who that man is." Who that? Who that? He would say.
I know that sometimes believing is hard to do.
But Descartes, remember?
Because even when I told you from the beginning, this philosopher Rene Descartes, when he said, I don't believe anything that's not proven to me, and not many things have been proven to me, he never said that nothing was ever proven to him.
You just said not many.
I think
things.
you kind of have that same philosophy, that you don't believe anything that's not proven to
You're
you.
just like Rene Descartes.
No, he's the exact opposite of Rene Descartes because they bring him evidence and prove to him that he is the criminal, and he sits there going, "Nah, dog. Like I said, I never did none of that, y'all." Like, that's the thing. The Jeffrey Scales, what's his name? He killed his future mother-in-law. Like, he shot and stabbed her, and they're like he folded almost immediately. He's one of these master manipulators that is basically just someone who's good at manipulating the easily gullible or whatever, the overly gullible. But then he goes, I never hurt anyone. Like, same thing with fucking Maurice Wolin. It's truth. When they start whispering a repeated phrase, you hit pay dirt. It's truth. It's truth. It's truth. Don't bring the girls.
Well, if that was me, that's proof that's me, right?
Yeah, and I have proof that that's you.
Okay.
Okay. They gonna think what they gonna think, you know what I mean?
Is
Y'all
it
mean?
because you don't want to believe it, or is it because...
I don't understand. You just said if I have a hard time believing. If you said that's me, and you said it looks like me, then...
But that's me believing it. I'm asking you if you believe it.
Well, if you saying that's me, I would say that's not me, and that explains what you just asked me.
Okay, so you don't believe
If you said that's me, I'd say it's not, and that explains that. Man, fuck.
The end.
Did Renee pass the bar?
Case closed.
How about if I show you one last one? Fair?
Show me what I want.
Now, keep in
Fair.
mind, it's 20 minutes into an hour and 20 minutes. Do you think it's going to be the last thing he shows him?
Let me swipe through this again.
So here's a real good Subway sandwich I had the other day with Todd Colehep. Sorry, man, I got two phones.
Can you see? The question? Yes.
Yeah.
See, I kind of like that dude. Any other interrogation, I wouldn't. I would be kind of angry that he's like showing the other detective obvious correspondence from someone outside the room watching it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's Gabriel, so it's like, what do you think about that? Yeah, but maybe I'll ask him later. Oh, fucking idiot.
No, yeah.
I can't see that.
You can't see that? Why not? Can you see now?
How about now?
Who's that?
Do you need glasses, Gabriel?
Who dat? Who dat?
I'm asking you. I don't know.
I don't know.
Joe, Bob, Dave, Frank, Hank.
Picture. I don't know. It's coming.
Joe
Frank,
Bob,
Hank?
Frank, what? Joe Bob, Dave, Frank, Hank.
Yeah.
That's his name.
It's the whole thing.
It's Florida.
I don't know.
Who do you think that is?
That looks like about 100%.
Yeah.
So, there's your gun.
That's the gun. That's the gun that says
That's the
yours.
gun that says yours. That's the hat that we got you on Friday.
P.S. What they don't say explicitly, but what I think they are showing are screenshots from a video on Gabriel's phone in which he records himself a la Taxi Driver in front of a mirror.
Holding the thing and...
Yeah, robbing himself, essentially.
Oh,
Give me
yeah.
your money. This is a robbery. And he turns the gun sideways and the whole fucking nine.
He's practicing.
Is that the same? I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't
That's
know.
fine.
That's
That's okay.
It's his own
That's okay
audition
that,
for his own crime.
That's a still from a video. That.
It's on your phone. Oh, my phone.
So it's ironic how you say you don't know who that is when that video was on your phone.
Just real quick, in this same vein, there's another case out there where a dude, I can't remember his name, whatever, you know it. He lived next to a buddy of his who was a cross-dresser. You've seen this interrogation, I think the dude, I want to say the dude's, like, the murderer's name is David. But, whatever, I don't know the details of reality, but his story was he went over there to take him a plate of food like he does all the time. They're best friends. They fuck each other on the regular because the detective is like, there's a bunch of videos on your phone and pictures on your phone. I don't know why he says it like that, but on your phone, David. He goes, on your phone, you having sex with that guy. That's a dude's ass, and that's your tattoo. He's like, that's you having sex with a dude. And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I would never shoot my best friend. But it's one of those things where, like, he didn't obviously think ahead because the first thing they're going to do in any case is take your phone. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to kill the dude that you've been fucking, all those videos of you fucking him are on your phone. So at the very least, when he shows you a video of you fucking a dude on your own phone, be like... Yeah. Okay, Melissa, you know what I'm talking about. That guy. And then he tells his wife, he's like, whatever. There's a couple of them like that where he goes, oh, he come on to me, try to kiss me. But like, in this one, the dude wanted him to leave his wife like they always do in every love triangle.
Was this like, it was like his neighbor too? Like they lived next door to each other, right?
I think they met in like coal mining class. All the details all sort of run together. But yeah, it's like one of those ones where it's like, you know, what the fuck? And then they show you, oh, is this your face sucking a dude's dick? That's your face and that dick is in your mouth, right? And he goes, where'd you get that, sir? I don't know what that is. And he's like, oh. And like, how do you look at that and go like, no, never. It's whatever.
So
it's
my question to you now is that, do you not believe everything that you see?
Do you not believe in God? I don't understand. The question was pretty simple. It's like when he asked you, were these shoes in that blue bag? And you said, those are my shoes. That was so much closer than what you're saying now.
What don't you understand?
I don't understand.
Because you said the videos on my phone.
I mean, were you playing around? You videotaped yourself with that. Were you playing around? I mean, you had just got the gun or something like that and you were messing around? Or what was
Fosco
it?
wants to know, do you believe in life after love?
Of course I do. Are you fucking kidding me? Look behind me. I've got
triple share.
Triple shares. You can't really hold on. If you'll take a look back here at my Believe in Life After Love shelf, we've got the share candle as well as the 2 blonde shares in the middle of the classic share, right? If Funko Pop ever puts out a share from the Life After Love music video, I will buy it because I would. Let's be real.
Share your share collection.
There it is.
What was the point of that video? We're just trying to understand.
I looked high and low for a share candle, and then I found it.
I don't understand. Like,
we found this at
I found the share candle on Etsy. I got it for you for Christmas.
Oh, I thought we got that because there's a place in whatever, it's a local reference, but up in Flagstaff, there's like a bohemian little college town shop that sells. I thought that's because they have the same thing. They have like Bob Ross and Jack Black and all those other. So I just imagine, but yeah, get yourself a votive candle to share and believe in life after love. Do yourself the fucking favor. God damn it.
like you saying something I don't believe. I don't understand what I don't believe. It's a gun. It's a BB gun.
It's a BB gun?
Yeah.
Whoa, hey. I just realized something. That's a lol cow tie-in. King Cobra JFS. He bought himself a cap gun.
Oh.
And he waved it around like he was fucking
holding a real gun?
Yeah, because he was a what was he, Fosco? A cowboy warlock or some bullshit? He tried to be like a cowboy wizard and he was waving his cap gun around until it broke.
Did he actually get evicted and he's in a trailer park now?
I haven't kept up, but Fosco says that yes. He was getting evicted, I know that.
From a dude that you really don't know?
Because of Jessica.
But even if you did, you want to tell us who he was, right?
Queen Cobra.
I can respect that.
So you wouldn't think that you were on video purchasing that gun with a mask? If we had video of you doing that, who would that be? Would that be the
You
person
bought
that
the
you
gun
bought
with the
from
mask on?
Yeah, like if you, because again, they knew how much he paid for the gun, $39.99. So if he bought the mask and the gun, let's say at the same Walmart, under the same 4K camera, at the same self-checkout, like one Mr. Joel Guy Jr., it would be pretty easy to prove.
Just those 2 items, the gun and the mask?
Like I said, all that's mine is the BB gun you showed me, the black.
Like I said, is one of the most annoying phrases because whatever. There's a psychological component to it. If you watch a lot of true crime, you probably know, like, when you say things along that line, like I said, or as I said before, if you keep repeating that, it works on your psyche to break down your resistance. So the more times you say the same thing, the more believable it'll become.
Yeah.
So that's why criminals will say, like I said, or as I said before, like a whatever, just to be like, hey, I'm not like, what's it, Lana and Ruben, who killed their kid and then staged the whole, like, the car got stolen with the baby inside.
What?
It's the whole,
Black
whatever.
It's like a way to help block it from your mind.
Right.
Too cheap because it was messed up.
Oh, like in that American Dad episode.
Which one?
Where Stan reverses all of his memories of bad things that happened to him. Like when he reversed the fact that he got made fun of at the Halloween thing.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of, but that's the thing. Like human psychology and the human mind, which is intangible, like the human brain, we kind of understand because it's a physical structure, but the human mind is still out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's impossible. But we basically know some stuff, right? Like when idiots kill someone, their old fallback will be either I don't remember, I don't know, or I blacked out.
Yeah.
And there's one interrogation out there, and I can't remember it. I wish I did because I would have bookmarked it to show you guys. But the detective must have done his homework because he goes, well, and basically goes through, like, there are some studies done. He's like, well, when they say blackout, that doesn't really mean shit. It's like cartoon amnesia. Like, if you say I blacked out and then when I came to, the person was dead, it's like saying, well, I was Fred Flintstone. I got hit on the head with a rock and I thought I was Rock Slag, the secret agent.
Oh, you become another person.
Right. Or you forget who you are completely. You don't know.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. That shit doesn't happen. There's no place on your head you can get hit with a tack hammer or a frying pan or a boulder where you'll just lose everything that you are, save for your grasp on the English language, your understanding of our culture, how food, water, toilets, everything works, save for who you are.
Unless you have a severe mental disability.
Right, but again, that's not going to be delivered via a tack hammer.
Right.
Or you killing someone and you go, well, I killed someone on Saturday, so from Friday to Sunday, it's just like, whoop.
See that gun? While it was in your possession? Did you ever show that gun to anybody?
So I don't have people like that. Most people freak out. So.
It's a BB gun.
I don't have people like
Did
that.
you ever try to sell it?
Okay.
It was $40.
I still have 30. What am I gonna sell it for?
I don't.
$10, $5 is not worth it.
Fucking idiot. Why would I sell him $30? Not worth it. Yeah, why would an adult buy a BB gun?
Yeah.
Is that worth it? Right, if you're going to rob people and kidnap them and they don't know it's a real gun, yeah, it's worth. But you wouldn't sell it for $30 because you can rob people for hundreds.
Yeah.
So you didn't try to sell it? So,
P.S. I could see, like, in a crime-style situation, selling a firearm because guns are expensive. They're highly specialized, machined metal components that fit together that can kill people, so they're expensive. Even aftermarket.
Yeah.
But to be like, it's a BB gun. Throw it away, burn it, get rid of it. To be like, I spent $39.99 on this, and now I'm going to try and make a third of that money back? Because he probably did try to sell it.
Yeah.
Because why would they be asking? They don't ask questions they don't necessarily know the
Tried
answers
selling it to like some kid. A BB gun?
when you practiced with your gun, was that because
You wanted to rob someone?
something to waste time
It's a BB gun.
When you videotaped yourself with the
I
gun
got a ghost
in the
BB gun.
bathroom.
Just gotta be extra careful.
Yeah, I got that ghost BB gun barrel. I don't know where it is.
I don't know. It's ghost. See, can't see it.
Sure, my husband's dead, but where's the ghost gun? In heaven?
Hi, Tony.
What's up, Tony?
Walking around, practicing, pulling it out, pointing it at the mirror. What was the point of that? That's what
And saying the words, "This is a robbery."
he was asking.
Do you
Just messing
practice
around?
pulling it out?
Oh, he does.
You took a picture?
Saying I was just taking pictures.
Yeah, no, we're just asking. It's just we're
It's
just
a
trying to figure it out.
question.
at all.
Right. Sorry. But to pull this again to King Cobra, it's like, you know, Gabriel Renee and King Cobra line up in these specific areas. They both bought BB guns, and if you believe both stories, they both played dress up for no reason. He was threatening a mirror, dressed as a burglar, holding a gun. No reason. It has no bearing.
Nope. No reason.
I can't see why they would be bringing this up because it's not like he kidnapped anyone or brandished the gun or pointed at them.
It's not a tricky question.
Yeah. We're asking, were you
Not a
messing
trick.
around? I mean, I don't know. I was just watching there was a bunch of videos on there, so I don't know if you were playing around or what you're doing.
Cobes posted a
You were in the
Facebook
bathroom
video
in front of the
today from a
mirror.
new location. The best guess is his dad's basement.
You know, taking pictures.
Where else is he gonna go?
Is Clint going to take him back in, though?
I mean, do they have a? I mean, I don't know his relationship with his dad.
We don't need to get into it, but his dad seems like a well-meaning, however, woefully undereducated person. Because I don't want to get into this.
So then he probably did take him back because he can't leave his son out on the streets.
Yeah, that's the thing. I get, like a father's love for his son. I get, but that's the thing. Like, I don't. Before I had a kid, you know, you run through that thought experiment of what if you had one that had a congenital defect or a learning disability or whatever, and you go, oh my God. But that just sort of becomes normal life. You don't. you don't all of a sudden wake up with a 30-year-old autistic idiot who thinks he's a wizard and brandishes BB guns. Like, there were a lot of things along the way, but
it becomes your new normal.
Right. I don't want to like slice this too thin, but what is Clint's responsibility as a parent versus Cobra's responsibility as a person? Because, like, I would love to, at the end of the day, if my son goes crazy and becomes a murderer and someone goes, hey, what'd you do wrong? I would have to say, like, I guess everything. But when, like, because if you saw the interview with Clint and Cobra, like that, whatever, it just feels like, oh, you know, I did my best and I tried.
Fosco's biggest fear was his kids become faceless green skin freaks like him.
Ooh.
And Rod says, late to the party, I was doing IT work for my longtime customer, Mr.
Roosevelt? What? I thought he is dead. You know, technology, Rod. Technology.
Are you into videotaping, photography, and stuff like that?
Here we go.
Not that I'm aware of, I guess.
Bingo!
What?
Remember what I talked about earlier? I said, when you are asked a question about personal preference, the first ridiculous answer is, I don't know. The only one stupider than that is not to my knowledge. I'm a photographer. If someone were to say, hey, do you own cameras? Do you like photography? I would say, yeah. What I don't like is like wife swapping, right? So if someone said, hey, do you lend your wife out to someone else so she can get her back blown out by somebody who isn't you? I wouldn't say not to my knowledge. I would say no. That is a thing I do not like or partake in.
Not to
I
my
wouldn't
knowledge.
go, not to my knowledge. Kristen, is your back getting blown out by a dude with a huge joint? Not to my knowledge.
That, you know, deep to me. Wanting to get into it, but just, you know. I just took a couple pictures now.
Did you use your phone a lot to videotape stuff? To record things?
I mean, you have the phone, you pull the videos, you should know a lot is relative because Jim Roush will tell you that. What's a lot?
Yeah.
I guess it is relative. Classic Catherine Reed.
I like to, like I said, I forget, so I like to document certain things.
Okay, see, that explains it.
Well, there you go.
That
Yeah.
explains a lot.
Well, there you go. Explains a lot. You took a picture of yourself with the gun and the mask on. It's
Yeah,
whatever.
if someone were to, I don't, just so you know, you can believe me or not, but like if someone were to like roll through a bunch of like disgusting sex pictures of myself and my various partners on my phone.
Various partners.
You know, in an alternate situation, right? You know, that's the thing about like phones. It's like you're making your own evidence and they go, well, what's with all this stuff on your phone? You go, you can't go, I don't know. Because who on the planet outside of like baby boomers aren't intimately familiar with anything on their phone? Not only anything, but everything.
Right.
Like here's the thing. I don't plan on committing a crime, but since I know, based on my interest in true crime, I know that if Krista dies, my son disappears, the house burns down, someone else in my family disappears, or whatever, somebody around me is embroiled in something, they're going to come to all the close people. Mm-hmm. That is exactly why I don't keep fucked up shit on my phone. Because here's the thing. I may snap and be a murderer because everybody has the ability to snap. You can be driven too far, and that's why I can't say that nobody is beyond that. However, I am now, in my right mind, smart enough to know that if, not when, but if I do snap, I won't have a bunch of shit they can charge me for on my phone. Like, let's say Justin Ross Harris, and you accidentally leave your son Cooper in a hot car all fucking day.
Yeah.
I'm going to rest easy if I'm Justin Ross Harris as me, knowing that I haven't been sexting a child like he did.
The cloud remembers everything, says Landon.
Exactly! Landon! Yes, thank you. Because I brought this up before. Every time you take a naked picture or whatever, chances are your phone is backed up to something. It'll take a copy of it and throw it somewhere you have no access to. And even if you say delete it, is it? Watch the fuck out with your genitals, people! This is just beyond, like,
genitals.
even beyond, like, you're the suspect, right? Let's just say you're in the sphere of something that goes wrong and somebody needs to look at your phone. Police don't have tweezers to pick out the pieces of shit they need.
Right.
If someone says, hey, can we have your phone? And, like, let's say, like, for an example, like Sasha Samsudeen, when Stephen Duxbury murdered her, they talked to literally every man in her life, took their phone, took their DNA. So let's say Ben, the dude who got the last text that Sasha ever sent. And he goes, yeah, she sent Ben at like 3 a.m. and then she disappeared off the radar forever. And they go, hey, can we look at your phone? Even if you know you didn't kill Sasha, you had nothing to do with anything nefarious when it comes to that, I would still be like, no, I don't want to give you my phone. But I know I can't say that.
Right.
Because you would look immediately suspicious.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be like, yeah, but again, if I were not guilty of something, I would say, hey, you're going to find a bunch of sexy shit, a bunch of weird shit, and a bunch of whatever.
Right.
But I am not a murderer. I would get out in front of it. Be like, hey, because you know they're going to look at it, even though they don't tell him. You know, he's probably got some weird shit on his phone. Gabriel here. I say, we saw your balls. I'm not going to say that.
Tony says, if someone is trying to see my dick, that's their problem.
Exactly. That's their problem.
That's their problem.
More like that's their privilege.
Right.
It's not a right. It's a privilege.
What would you say about people accusing you of certain things?
They gonna think what they think, man.
I wouldn't say anything. I don't understand the question.
How do you not understand that question?
But he started to answer. I wouldn't say anything, but I don't understand the question.
What?
The question was very simple. What would you say, right? Words. How would you react, if you will, if someone accused you of murder? If someone said, hey, you're a murderer, what would your response be? And your response to that question is, I don't understand.
But,
How would that make you feel if someone accuses you of something?
Okay, a second.
Got an important phone call.
Unless I got really, it got out of hand, I would be pretty disappointed or whatnot. But for the most part,
yeah, there's the thing. If I ever get accused of murder, only if it got out of hand would I be disappointed or whatnot. You know, because that's the thing. Who hasn't been accused of murder, right? He just rolls off you like water off a duck's back. But how has he been accused of murder and it got, heated or whatnot? I mean, whoa.
I just think that they're just simply mistaken.
But what if someone accused you of not being a human?
This is great.
Or someone accused me of not being a human?
Mm-hmm.
This is a philosopher's edition of, you're not a monster, are you?
Right.
Because that is, what's the word? Explicit. The explicit question is, you're not a monster, are you? The implicit question is, what would you think if someone thought you weren't human?
That is such a roundabout, stupid...
Right, because the thing, most people respond to being called a monster. They say, you're not a monster. I don't get why people are so triggered by that. Like so many interrogations, they go, you're not a monster. I go, no, I'm not a monster. I'm a monster. It's terrible. Someone called me a monster, I'd be like, what does that even mean to you?
Yeah. Landon says, if I ever got interviewed by police, I plan on answering Jeopardy style in the form of questions. What is...
I have seen that happen. And I mean, spoiler alert, they typically end up in jail too. So the best way to be, on the outside of things is to be like, lawyer. murder?
I don't understand.
That was it.
What is murder, Alex?
That was the question. What,
For 500?
What if,
I'm not a human.
You committed this is the answer.
so you are human.
I believe we all are. You know.
That's
Walk
good.
the
That's
ones
good.
that, you know, walk on two legs and have hair and breathe oxygen.
Okay, so
Nice.
as long as you can walk on two legs, have hair, and breathe oxygen, you're a human. So good news. Most bear species, most of the great apes, some of the lower New World and Old World monkeys, and you know what? I even saw a
Sasquatch.
squirrel do that once. So you know what? We're all human.
And talk, language.
Oh shit, we gotta talk. So
I mean, bears have their own language to each other. Does that count?
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Do you think that all people act like humans?
Do you think all dogs go to heaven?
Do you think all people are equal?
No.
No.
Do you ever deal with anyone that doesn't act like a human?
But have I ever dealt with anyone that don't act like a human?
That was the question, yes.
I know a few dogs that don't act human. Does that count?
Why?
But their owners say they think they're people. So I don't know what to think, detective. I'm so confused.
One of the persons, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go back and explain to you why I asked that question, because one of the
Thank
people that I
God, because
talked
I'm
to,
confused.
that's exactly what they said about you.
Oh,
You're not human because you were holding a
what's that
BB
one?
gun.
She said that you weren't human. She said you didn't act
bears are humans. I'm a cannibal.
like a human.
What does it taste like?
Bears, beets, Battlestar Galactica.
Well, people do are.
I've never eaten a predator, but you can. There's the thing. You can buy or go to a restaurant. You can get alligator meat
Right.
or shark or whatever. Like I'm related to people who have eaten predatory animals. I've only ever eaten herbivores. It's like buffalo, elk, cows, etc. So I don't know. Maybe there's something gamey about it.
Rich like wine. Like a fine wine.
Still, it feels like it
Bear.
would come off as gamey.
Are that are not do have and are entitled to their own opinion, of course. So,
But God, who was I just watching? Another
eat somebody?
interrogation at there. Yeah, because like they killed the woman. I think it was a woman that got killed. I see so many interrogations. I can't. Maybe we'll watch it one day. But he talked about how, like, while he was just getting, and maybe it was an end goal or maybe not, but it sort of didn't feel like it was. But as he was trying to get rid of the body by like burning it, he cut a piece of the thigh off and ate it. It's like it just tasted like steak, which I would get because muscle tissue is muscle tissue.
Right.
But we get into what long pig tastes like later.
Gross.
I don't know who this person is. Like I said, I don't know anybody.
You don't know anybody?
But people do from afar probably do try to figure me out. So
So they judge you without knowing you?
well, they get as much as I guess they can collect, you know, from what I guess I put out around them. So I guess they go off things like that. I'm not gonna say, oh, you don't know me, but you may see me around, but like I said, you don't know me.
Goddamn, not to bring up Jerry Springer again, but like, you don't know me is meaningless to say when you're presenting like a white trash peacock. Like if every feather in your tail is cigarette butts and mustard stained wife beaters and the domestic abuse. Like you can't be like, you don't know me while waving this bright blue tail of white trash credentials or whatever.
Every time I hear you say you don't know me, all I think of is Rick and Morty now.
know me.
You don't know me. As we're having a giant orgy.
I see you, but every time I see you and I recognize you just a little bit, it doesn't mean nothing. Because I can't tell somebody what you won't do. So that's why I say nobody knows me. You'll probably see me around.
Without judging or anything, would you say that you're as intelligent or more intelligent than the average person?
Get ready for some fucking dumb shit confusion. Thank you, Landon. As or more?
I feel equal. I feel more or less.
More or less equal.
So, yeah, okay. Okay, so he said, I feel equal, no more or less.
That's the same thing.
So he says more or less equal. Yeah, more or less, but pretty much right on the thing. So we understand each other, right? Do we?
No, I don't feel more or less.
Oh, you don't feel more or less. I feel equal.
I feel equal.
Glad we cleared that shit up. Because that would have...
This was helpful for the jury.
Yeah, because like, oh, not more or less, but exactly.
Innocent.
Thanks, Renee.
Does it insult you when somebody tries to question your intelligence?
I kind of like this.
How did I know he was going to ask that?
It's very few interrogations have what you would classically identify as setup and payoff. What you just saw was setup. Very few times does it happen. Sit tight.
It doesn't insult you? Does it make you angry?
I don't talk to people, so I don't know.
I don't talk to people.
As far as
Never.
If you're talking to somebody feeling insulted, intelligent, or hanging around people, I don't do any of that, so I wouldn't know.
So if I start asking you, say, stupid questions,
Say stupid questions. It's a banger example,
does that
detective.
insult you? But because we're talking now,
It
so...
depends what stupid is, because stupid to you may not be stupid to me.
Stupid as a stupid does, right, guys?
Because the reason I say that is because I sometimes get upset when people question my intelligence.
About technology.
Or philosophy.
Or, right.
Okay? And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now.
Not insulting you.
Yeah.
I apologize, I'm not trying to.
There's the payoff. Do you feel like, because I feel, and he goes, oh man,
I'm sorry.
apologize. I didn't know that acting like a fucking idiot would make you feel disrespected because you're asking very simple questions. Apologize.
Because I ask you questions and I show you things.
Penis
that are
pictures.
Like this
absolute
mask, my
positives,
butthole.
And you still, like, I don't know.
Because you're saying it to me, it's a difference if you were aiming or targeting and, and making such allegations towards someone else, and it'd probably be a little bit more realistic, but because I know who I am and where I'm at.
Does that make sense to you guys? Because he just said, because you're painting me as a target, if it were someone else, it would be a little more realistic.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If I killed someone, I don't know if I would be stupid enough to be like, it would be more realistic if you had another suspect. I'd feel like what you were showing me were the truth if it weren't me.
Yeah, if it was someone else, maybe we could talk.
But it feels like a lie.
Where I'm at, doesn't match. That's
Okay.
why.
I'll tell you what. How about we put that to the test right now?
Oh, please, dude. Come on, do it.
No, we will.
No, hold on. Look at this on the floor.
He's bringing in this. I think the part where he's bringing in the next victim or the most recent victim. Photo lineup. Come on, find that photo lineup. It's after the gun. It's after the gun.
It's the white page.
Come on.
There it is.
There it is.
Stands out from the rest, man.
It was literally right after the gun.
Yeah.
You know what that is right there? That's called a photo lineup.
It's called a blue flag.
You recognize somebody right there?
I don't have any friends, I don't know.
Okay.
Now, for context, there's a photo lineup, as you just heard.
Which means he's in it.
He is obviously one of those photos.
But he doesn't have any friends.
He says, I don't have any friends. Like if someone were to show you a picture of yourself along with 5 other people you don't know, Would you be like, I don't have any friends. I don't know any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what if you have one of those faces where you're constantly getting confused for other people. I can kind of see that. You go, I'm always, because like there was a solid 10 years of my life. I obviously before the long hair and the beard, where people would go, "You look like Ed Norton,"
or Adam Levine.
No one ever said that. I always got Adam Norton or not Adam Norton.
Ed
Norton. I never got Adam Levine. I always got Ed Norton. They say, "You look like Ed Norton." Did anybody tell you that before? And I say, "Yes, you're the fifth one today." That's why I grew the beard and the long hair, because I was tired of that shit. But like, you know what you look like. It's I don't know, man. It's one of those things where like, again, you're trying to, this probably isn't in the forefront of his mind, but you're probably you should be thinking of like the jury in this situation. And to just take a human experience that is so grounded and fundamental to existence, recognizing yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody, even if you don't own a mirror, there's reflective surfaces all over the place. You've probably seen yourself. So to go like, nah, man. I mean, that's outer space, cosmic levels of stupidity.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that person? You familiar with that person right there?
Yeah, because it's me.
Right?
Oh, fuck,
shit.
dog. Well, why did you say that earlier? You said you didn't have any friends. You don't even count yourself as your own friend?
Yeah, I just took that picture.
You just took that picture.
Right here. I don't need to.
Oh, look at him. That's the same picture.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, no,
boy.
Because he's mentioning it's the same one that's on his fucking prison ID here.
Oh, well, there
So
you
he
go.
goes, hey, what a coincidence.
Goddamn.
Speaking of,
So,
what's hard about that?
what's hard about that is
what's hard about that?
Mm-hmm.
No one asked you what's hard. They said, here's a photo lineup. It's got you on it. No one said, hey, Gabriel,
This might be hard.
something's hard about this. Do you know what it is? No, that question never happened. Gabriel, what's hard? Never asked.
No.
is
Sweet.
one of our victims identified you.
You've been saying that since the day I
No,
was
not me.
arrested.
No.
No.
This just happened yesterday.
Oh,
This had nothing to do with Friday. I had nothing.
right, because he got picked up with the Friday thing. This is something that literally materialized as the witness stepped forward.
Yeah.
to do
Ruh-roh.
with the Kissimmee Police Department.
Well, like I said, that's your word again. It means nothing to me, but you've been saying that since Friday.
Yeah, cops. I mean, here's the thing. To play devil's advocate for a second, yes, there are situations where cops, from the bottom to the top all the way to the prosecutor, have been corrupt and people have been railroaded.
Mm-hmm.
But the percentage of that, not huge,
Maybe.
I'd imagine. I mean, sure, in small towns or with the right circumstances, people can get railroaded. We've seen it happen. If you're a true crime fan, you've seen people spend decades plus in prison only to be exonerated. Like Pam Hupp. She sent whatever that dude was to jail for like 17 years because she killed his wife.
Yeah.
And he said, in a moment of absolute hysteria and panic and fear, he said on the phone to 911, she killed herself because there was a knife in her neck. He didn't know that Pam Hupp
Did it.
absolutely destroyed his wife with a knife.
Yeah.
But not knowing that, if I came in and saw you with a knife in your neck, I don't know what I would say.
Right.
And I would hope that someone wouldn't hold me accountable for that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, few and far between. So to be like, yeah, I think, because again, cops can lie to you. So I don't fault suspects for being like, that's bullshit. But very seldom is it that cops will bullshit literally everything.
Right.
They won't bullshit you with pictures or video or witness statements. They may bullshit you on one thing, because we've seen that happen before, where they go, well, we've got this. And so the suspect They may have tipped their hand. The suspect knows that that is impossible. Gabriel doesn't know shit about dick.
Yeah,
so it's impossible for him to do that.
I've been saying what?
Your victims have identified me yet.
Bro, I'm telling you, I never said that because that's my victim from Friday. I mean, that victim there was not Friday. That victim was yesterday. She came forward yesterday.
Oh,
yesterday.
we
We didn't know anything about her on Friday.
Another thing. So just real quick, there are some aphorisms with police. One of them is, you know how long I've been in this job? Who gives a fuck? The other is, we didn't pull you out of a hat, right? We didn't just, they'll say, we didn't pull you out of a hat, or I didn't know you until. And that's the beauty of it, because they can go, well, I didn't know, and he's about to do it here. In the suspect's case, we go, you've heard it probably before, we go, I didn't even know you fucking existed until a piece of evidence uncovered you.
Right.
And now you're here and you're acting defensive. Same with the victim. Didn't know this victim existed. They didn't know she was a victim of a crime until she walked in of her own accord to be like, hey, this happened. It's not like they went out and produced a victim.
Right. Didn't look her up.
She was the one that was able to pick you up out of the lineup. She was the one that told us about your
Nothing
mask.
to that, Gabriel?
Seeing your face.
Because you took your mask
Unless
off.
your memory is that bad, you're sitting here insulting my intelligence. And I honestly don't think your memory's that bad.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, but whoever you...
Like I said, I'm not. Like I said, I fucking love that phrase. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell you intelligent. If someone said that to me, I would feel insulted. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell you intelligent. Like, you can't even form the words fully out of your mouth as you're sitting here insulting my intelligence. Like, as you're pissing on my leg, don't be like, I would never piss on your leg, bro.
When you said I was in the full lineup and that's me, like I said, it's all that is just inaccurate.
It's inaccurate, but see,
That's what a great strategy. If someone showed you a lineup of photos, you're in it, the victim picked you out, I would just love to look a person in the face with no shame and be like, yeah, you showed me the photo lineup and then she picked me out, but that's all inaccurate. Oh! Well, shit,
You're
dog.
free to go, man.
That's inaccurate? Hey, ma'am, you weren't kidnapped.
Yep.
Go home.
this lady has never ever met you in her life. She's never
Aside from
seen
the
you since
kidnapping.
that day. But hold on, let me finish now. So how is it?
I'm gonna let you
how is
finish.
it- How coincidental is it that she picks you, the clothes you're wearing, the gun you're holding, the mask you're wearing, without ever seeing them, knowing that we had them? What's the coincidence there?
It's a good one.
There is not much, but what I'm trying to say is that
There is not much. But what I'm trying to say, I would love for someone to be like, hey, here's a picture of you having sex with a horse. Here's the horse's written statement. It was a talking horse. Here's the semen samples we collected from the horse. Here's the DNA test. We found that it was your DNA inside the horse. What do you got to say about that? And I go, I don't know about that. All I can say is, what is all you can say to that?
she can't possibly say whoever is me because I barely carry out my hair. And you said she identified me with that.
Bingo. So, yeah, I barely carry out my hair, and she identified me with that. He never said that the woman identified him by his hair. He brought up the eyes. He also said, you took your mask off.
Yeah, right.
He never said anything about your fucking Jerry curl hair or whatever you got going on.
I did identify you with what?
You said she identified that photo.
With
as
your
me.
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, whoever it is, they're simply just mistaken.
Simply. I love, see, simply is the fancier version of just. Like if you say, hey,
Yes.
I just did blank. No one just does anything. When was the last time you did one thing uninterrupted without any outside influence? Never. But if you say, I simply, it sounds just as stupid, but like since there's more syllables, maybe it makes the suspect feel better?
Strictly
Simple
the
mistake,
best.
that's it.
And you're saying that
Adjust.
because of the hair?
Well, I'm saying that because of a lot of different things,
But mostly, a lot of different things. There's so many things why that couldn't be true. But mostly,
The hair.
what could it mostly be?
because, like I said, I don't know what she's going off, but basically that is what she, trying to say that's me because of, I look different because I have the straighter hair. than
She didn't
everybody
see your
else.
hair.
Right, so here's the thing. When you say, I don't know about any of that, but you want the thing you say after the but to be like a prison shiv. Pow! Right through
Right.
the ribs into the heart. Quick and easy. And not only quick and easy, but easy to understand. Like you know what happened. You don't even have to comprehend it. You're going to die. You've been shanked in the heart. But to go like, I don't know about that. All I know is... And then be like I said, and before, and I was wearing hair, and she couldn't possibly, it's simply...
I'm trying to think you might be guilty.
Not for nothing. Not for nothing, Landon. Maybe try out for that promotion to detective. I feel like you might be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
She saw your face.
The night that happened, she saw your face.
Oh,
Saw my
damn.
face, what do you mean the night? What happened? She's a victim.
She saw my face. What you mean? The night what happened? Yes, she saw your face. What I mean? That's exactly what I mean. She saw your face. The night what happened? The night you kidnapped her. I mean...
The end.
Here's the thing. Okay. I kind of get going against whatever the victim says because if you're an idiot, it'll be he said, she said.
Right.
Because you're going to discount the evidence. Because I'm only bringing this up because it's the same reaction to both. When they say, what's the victim going to say versus what your accomplice is going to say. So, I don't know. And with the victim, they don't know your plan, so it's easier to be like, they didn't know, so it was all an accident. But the person you're an accomplice with knows, because they're your accomplice. They know your plan.
Right.
So I get why people like Renee here would go like, I don't know what the victim would say, because you can say, well, confusion happens because emotions run high during crime and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
You can't say that to the person you premeditated it with because what emotions are running high is you sat at the kitchen table being like, I'm going to murder or rob or whatever
The
somebody.
victim, you saying?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Well, that's why we're talking to you.
Well, you gotta tell me because
I would honestly-
just saying something happened.
How do we know that you were just hanging out with her and she's just trying to freaking get you in trouble like your ex did?
I don't know.
Weak ass attempt at the alternate question. Because the alternate question is, so classically in a murder case, they go, well, did they come at you? Did they pull a knife? Did they pull a gun? Did you feel threatened? And he goes, I thought maybe it would have been this other thing of this whole like huge part of the Reed technique. Will he commit?
We're trying to get to the bottom of it and figure out what exactly happened. Was this a game? Were you joking around? Are you, hard up on money? Did you not realize? We're just trying to figure out.
A hilarious 6-hour prank that terrified this woman. So it's either a prank or you were hard up for money?
What happened. We know something happened, but we're trying to figure out why.
You're not telling me anything. You're just saying something happened.
I told you.
I don't know what happened.
She picked you out of the photo lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that to me if you're not telling me what happened?
That you were wearing a mask while you kidnapped her.
What is that to me?
And you took the...
What is that to me? Here's the thing. The question, what is that to me, is fucking ridiculous. But before the part where he said, you kidnapped her, you could almost buy it. You can say, well, she picked out a photo lineup. What is that to me? Okay, well, she said you held her at gunpoint, kidnapped her, and robbed her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is that to me?
Everything?
Huh? That's a prison sentence.
Yeah,
that's what it is to you.
That's 20 years plus.
Gabriel.
The mask off and she saw your face. And by golly, you went to a Waffle House and we got you on video.
Oh, damn.
The Waffle House.
What more do you need to know?
Again, that doesn't tell me anything.
What more do you need to know? That's the question posed. Again, that doesn't tell me anything. That tells you so fucking much. What that tells you is they have the victim with her intact story that continues its continuity to a Waffle House.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that means to you. If someone were to walk up to me and say, well, we found some footprints in your size and shoe type leading to a cookie jar that's empty, crumbs all over the place, your fingerprints are on the jar, then your shoes, you may not have been in them, move to your room where we found you with chocolate and crumbs all over your face.
Eating a cookie actively.
And I say, what does that mean to me? That don't mean shit, dog.
What about you tell me this? You said it yourself. Remember your ex freaking made some bullshit charges on you and you ended up being arrested because she lied?
Okay, but I don't have anybody I'm in a relationship with.
Not the point.
We're not talking about a relationship, bitch. I don't think that when you kidnapped these women, you said, let's go steady. Right? Anytime you were going to commit a crime upon someone, like you're not going steady with them. Like if I were to throw on a ski mask and grab a gun and run into a Circle K and I'd be like, give me all the money in your register and also I'll see you Friday at 7.
Here's my
You're
high
not
school ring.
entering into a sexual relationship with your victim unless you're a rapist.
Well, you be in a relationship. I'm talking about you were with this girl. We have the proof that we need that you were with her. We just need to
Waffle
know
House
did you piss her off?
seems wild. As a Canadian, I'm fascinated and terrified by what I've seen of them on the internet.
Yo, as an American within spitting distance of a Waffle House, I will tell you this. I've never been in one. I don't ever want to go into one.
Nope.
And if I ever find myself in one, I know that that is rock bottom.
Or that we've been kidnapped.
Simple enough? Yeah. Or we, speaking of a Publix, we're at a Waffle House and we're, in severe duress.
Piss her off, and she freaking wanted to do the same shit your girlfriend did to you.
I wasn't with any girl.
No. Okay.
Well, we have you on video with her.
Oh.
Like I said, if
you guys had waffles. You took her whipped cream. Dick move, by the way.
guys are making such assumption based off a photo that you guys have that you haven't showed me, then
I fucking love when suspects, because here's the thing, if you're in an interrogation and haven't been arrested, some of the shit that he's doing might hold water and he can walk away at the end.
Yeah, but he's shackled.
Been arrested. He is handcuffed actively. So to be like, well, I don't know where you're getting all this crazy shit from. You don't got. How do you finish that sentence?
Yeah.
Once you've been arrested, they've got it. They've been working it. They have reasonable, provable, concrete evidence that a grand jury said yes to. That's where you are, Gabriel. It's not like they pulled you in, they said 4 times before the interview, you're not under arrest, and then you talk yourself into charges. You're here, man. Like, it's like falling into a volcano and being like, oh man, I better take a step back. You're this far from the lava. The lip of the volcano is above you. It's over.
I have a question about grand jury and stuff. So evidence, because you confused me. So evidence that they have allegedly, like whatever they have against him has already been to a grand jury, and is the grand jury the same as the jury that's going to be during his trial?
Not at all. So basically what happens is the detectives gather a bunch of shit. They give it to the DA or whoever. The DA brings it to a grand jury. Now, a grand jury, despite its grand title, doesn't do anything other than say yay or nay.
Is it an actual like 12-count jury people, or is it like
that's the thing. I don't know how many are. Probably because I don't know. But the grand jury's whole purpose is the prosecutor says, here we go. We found this. We found this. Here's all of our evidence. Some circumstantial, some physical,
Doesn't hold water.
whatever they get. They say, do we have enough in your minds, the grand jury, to... It's not reasonable doubt that they're guilty. It's do we have enough to charge them? And they go, yes. We, the grand jury, say there's enough evidence here to charge someone for something.
So it doesn't so the defense doesn't have anything to do with the grand jury?
They can do it completely and secretly because they've done it before. You've seen it on SVU, as have I. They'll do a secret-ish sort of thing that, I mean, it doesn't really have to, because who is going to be like,
well,
I think Renee's going to be like, oh, well, I heard the grand jury was incestuous.
Yeah, I know that from watching SVU, they have the witnesses or victims go to the grand jury.
It's like the third step in the bureaucratic ladder.
Okay.
So the crime is the first step. Mm-hmm. The collection of evidence is the second. Giving that evidence to the grand jury for an indictment or whatever.
That happens every time?
If they... Okay, so they can give you an arrest warrant. Doesn't necessarily need a grand jury because you're under arrest for blah, blah, because it's obvious.
Yeah.
If they're going to bring charges, that's when the grand jury happens.
Okay.
You showed what to me?
The photo he showed you.
The lineup, yeah.
That showed me a lot of photos. Oh, the photo lineup? Yeah, I seen that. But like I said, I don't know.
Like I said, I don't know.
Well, you need...
What a great fucking strategy.
I don't know.
Imagine, maybe you've seen it, but that woman who poisoned her almost entire family with antifreeze, and that irate prosecutor who's like, my God, don't you look there? Even he's yelling at her on the fucking stick,
Well, you need to start thinking, my man, because remember that what's that, PBL or what is it?
A PBL.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, man. Like I said.
Why did you bring that PBL thing up, my dude?
Who knows?
Let's just drop that real quick.
You're on video, DNA. I mean, everything's there, okay? Photo lineup, victims, it's all there. We're trying to figure out why. Are you a monster? Are you just this?
Finally, an explicit question that a moron can understand.
Do you feel like you're human?
Right. What if, a hypothetical, what if someone said you might not be human? That's one thing, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about because I'm Gabriel Renee. I'm a fucking moron. But, are you a monster? Even the stupidest among us can go probably not, even if it's a lie.
This type of person that's brutal, that doesn't give two shits about anybody but yourself? Or are you someone that made a mistake?
Again, you guys are putting this back towards me. It has nothing to do with me.
This guy,
It literally, all the evidence points toward you. The circumstantial, the physical, the forensic.
You've been in jail for days.
Yeah, all of the genres of evidence have erected a giant marquee-style arrow pointing directly at Gabriel Renee. So for you to be like, you guys are trying to put this on. No, nobody tries to put anything in a perfect system. In a perfect system, no one tries to put anything on anyone. The evidence and the circumstances of the case put things on people.
Yeah, right.
As someone who works in the medical field, if you call someone at your doctor's office because you want to bitch at them about a bill you received, you're bitching at the wrong person. Call Blue Cross, call United Healthcare, call anyone but the person you're bitching at. Mm-hmm. They're not responsible. If you talk to Renee's cousin to be like, well, what's up with Renee? I don't fucking know. I'm not him.
Everything to do with you.
No, it doesn't.
Has everything. And it's a matter of what it is. This is a matter of if you're going to...
I don't care if you got DNA, video, pictures, others. It's not me.
The things that he is saying remind me of what our 5-year-old says when he does something wrong.
Right, because that's the thing. If you're in a clique or a family unit or a friend group who just takes your bullshit and doesn't want to put up any resistance because it's more hassle to disprove the obvious bullshit you spew than it is to just not do shit, you're Renee. And that's why I don't let my kid do fucking dumb shit and I go, whatever. Because here's where it leads you. Everybody you talk to goes, whatever, you're not important enough to give the fucking time of day to, Gabriel. And you go, well, I'd get away with anything.
Yeah.
And so you kidnap 5 people. And here we are.
You're going to put yourself in your little world, like you put yourself in a little world for the rest of your life. And if you're comfortable with that,
I have a big world.
Okay, big world.
So a little big world.
See, his mind palace turned into like a mind country, like a mind municipality.
Yeah.
Like you went from living in a very big brain mansion inside Renee's head to like, now he owns the Dominican Republic in his head.
Yeah.
You're comfortable with being in your big world for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life, what do you mean?
Rest of your life.
I've been living
Until you take that last breath.
And let me
look forward to dying.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, we're both speaking English, right?
Yeah.
Anytime soon, so.
I'm sorry?
I don't look forward to dying anytime soon, so.
Do you look?
Didn't ask you if you were.
No.
He didn't say, are you ready to die quickly? Not at all.
Look forward to being somewhere where you're comfortable?
I'm comfortable. Yeah, I'm comfortable.
So you're comfortable in jail for the rest of your life?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Because that's what you're looking at.
Well, I've been told already.
But I'm telling you again that you got.
Isn't this just a little bit like Federico Gondola, though, too? Because, like, when he's, like, clapping his hands and talking about technology, and he's like, you killed Mr. Roosevelt and his wife. He goes, nah, man, this is crazy, y'all. Like, you can't say that, dog. Like,
murder's bad.
if a policeman is clapping his hands, pointing at me, saying technology, and calling me a murderer, my defense isn't going to be like, nah, yo, serious, quit playing.
Don't mess with me.
Like, if someone brings me a plate of food that looks unappetizing, I might go, stop playing. If I'm hauled into a police station for 2 hours and accused of murder, I doubt my first response or any response would be like, nah, quit it.
You got another one to worry about.
Another one.
Take it back.
DJ
Let's see what
Khaled.
you word to think about.
One thing is, you say you don't talk to any girls. Or...
If you heard the song at the beginning of the show, here's where the gay implication starts coming in.
Anything like that? None.
No.
Do you have any friends that you talk to?
No.
So,
I don't have any friends.
so you don't talk to anybody, correct?
Not as much as most people, no.
Okay.
That's a brilliant strategy. I don't have any girlfriends. I don't have any friends. And if you look at my phone, all the communication between me and other people, those aren't friends.
They're merely
a bad lie.
acquaintances.
So why would, in your phone, you have phone calls and text messages to the girl?
Nope.
The video that we just showed you from Waffle House, that girl. Why would you have text messages
You kidnapping
and phone
victim.
calls to her?
Why would you have them in your phone?
Well, I think he met someone who wasn't the victim after the Waffle House, or he met them with the victim.
I don't know.
Is she your friend?
That's
I don't know who this girl is.
Yeah, you don't need to know who she is. Obviously, you guys just met that night, so you don't know much about her.
But you've been texting her, and you don't know her? Hey, stranger, it's Gabriel Renee. What's up? Remember the Waffle House?
Like I said, I don't know who this girl is. I
Did
don't,
you
Like I said-
hire her? Was she a prostitute?
I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know anything.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't really know anything. Is she a woman? I don't know. A prostitute? I don't know anything. I mean, what do oranges taste like? What shape is a pear? Have you guys seen a rainbow? I don't know shit about dick. Please let me go.
Not as far as like, you know, what you got.
Oh, but yeah, those were my shoes, and they were in that bag.
Those are my
I
shoes.
do know that. But the rest of this shit, like, who's that bitch at the Waffle House?
That gun's
The
mine.
shoes, though, and the gun. Right.
Talking about.
No. When's the last time you talked to a girl?
my ex.
When was that?
When, who, what, why, when, and how are the 5 reporter questions that we all become familiar with. So to answer a when question with a who answer,
When I was 19.
Oh shit, 3 years ago?
Yeah, my ex had to leave.
That's the last time you talked to a female?
Do you like the D?
when was the last time you talked to a lady? I had a girlfriend 3 years ago. The fuck?
Interesting.
Ah,
Because
you gay.
I've talked to a couple of females that have talked to you, that say they talked to you. But anybody can say anything, right?
Yeah, like I said, everybody says they see me before they recognize me. The list goes on.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you feel like right now in this room that the world is against you?
The world's always been against me.
I was gonna be like, do you feel aroused in this room right now with the men because you don't talk to
And
ladies?
it's all because of your growing up and all that.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's great. Yeah. That's because of you growing up and all that. Oh, whoa. With a story like that, Gypsy Rose, eat your heart out. I mean, sure, Munchausen by proxy, but with you growing up and all that, and with the answer at that end of that rainbow being, I don't know. Holy shit.
Maybe something has to do with that. So,
Maybe.
with others. Yeah.
But would you mind sharing?
Nah.
It's not important. It's not.
Absolutely, it's important. It's important to me.
Yeah, it's not gonna help my.
Yeah, it only formed my life in the crucible that was the environment that I was raised in. But, you know, I mean, shit about dick.
Cause, or at least this.
It could, because it could help us understand.
Understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you
Who
mean
else is
understand
in
me?
here?
Like I said, I have nothing to do with this.
Because, like, I'll tell you why. Because, like he said, either you're a monster or you're just someone that's made mistakes. And you know where that plays a role in? That plays a role in how long you're going to be in jail.
I tell you what, anybody that did what you guys are making allegations of, they're a monster.
Okay.
Okay, so number one, these aren't allegations. You've been arrested.
You've been in jail for a few days.
It's not like the cops showed up to your house and they knock on your door and they go, "We heard
a
from
rumor.
someone that blank that," and yada yada, and then you get to close the door and remain a free person.
No.
At this point, it's not allegations. You're handcuffed. You've been in prison, and to be like, these allegations are totally untrue, as they go like, well, here's all the evidence. Here's the thing. Anyone can make allegations. I could go up to anyone I know or don't know and be like, you did this. The problem is it'll be on me to prove that.
Right.
Now, if I had as much evidence as these detectives had, I wouldn't feel at all worried. Unless I were going up against someone as stupid as Gabriel. Because then I can go, like, liar, liar-esque, be like, the goddamn pen is blue. And he won't get it.
Right.
Okay. What do you think the person that kidnapped these
I
girls
love these questions.
and drove them around or whatnot, or had them drive him around, what do you think they should get as far as jail time?
I can't judge like that.
Murder.
I can't judge like that. Maybe a stupider answer than like, because what they're looking for and what most smarter criminals would do is like, if they go, hey, well, let's say we find the person that isn't you, wink, wink,
Right.
that did this, what should happen to them? If you're a smart criminal, you'll unenthusiastically go like, jail forever or the death penalty. If you're a victim, you'll cry and scream and yowl for that person's blood and have their head on a pike and their entrails stretched from here to Leavenworth or whatever. But if you're that special third category of Renee, you'll go like, I don't know. I don't think anything ever happened. So what is punishment? And like, Descartes?
Why not? You just said that they would be a monster if
You
they did
just
something like
judged
that.
them.
You judged them.
Well, as far as what I think their punishment and, time, that's not my place. I'm just
You don't even have an opinion as what someone should get for that?
I'm just
Hey, do you like photography and videography? To my knowledge, I don't know.
Meh.
How do you think criminals should be prosecuted? Yo, dog, I was like, what? Yeah, I've never had sour grapes and wanted someone who I thought as a bad person to get punished in any way, and I haven't run that through multiple scenarios in my head.
Nah.
Yeah, Gabriel Renee is pure as the driven snow and like an angel on earth.
I'm just saying because, like I said, if you are,
Like I said,
saying
Yeah,
it's either you're a monster or that, it's if you kidnap somebody and you beat them, and I don't know, you guys said murder too was involved, right?
No.
I thought somebody got murdered.
Nope.
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 That's
Nope.
definitive.
Didn't
So
say
all of
that.
my pontification at the beginning. Nope, never killed anybody. Good news, Renee. You're not a total fucking monster, I guess.
I thought I heard, so at some point I heard somebody said somebody had got murdered in the situation, one of them. So I said, you gotta be a monster.
So without anyone being murdered, what would they be? They wouldn't be a monster.
Be like a goblin.
But anybody who kills anybody is a monster.
Okay, what about just kidnapping somebody and have them take you around? What kind of person is that?
Kidnap and take you around.
This is brilliant. Here's the thing. The question could not be more implicit. Like, if you took someone against their will and drove them around, there's going to be fear involved and all this other stuff. But he's gonna go, wait, let's really hash this out.
And do what?
Have them drive you around. Maybe take out money. Maybe,
Right. So imagine being abducted off the side of the street, right? And you're forced into a car with a gun, and they make you just drive around. And then do what? Like, is that a big deal? Like, if someone abducted you at gunpoint? I mean, you probably wouldn't take it personally until they asked for money, right?
But what did they do? I don't know.
Well, I'm asking you, what kind of person do you think that
kidnapped-
is? Someone to go up to a female, okay, and point a gun at them and have the female drive them around. No matter where they went, what kind of person do you think that person is that would do that?
Person who has money for a chauffeur based on this?
You drive them around. I don't know too many people that would just want to be driven around.
I don't know
So
how much longer I can deal with
here's
him.
What's a personal pet peeve of mine: lies of omission. Right, where someone will tell you, like, you go to someone and you look them in the face and you go, "I believe X person did Y thing," and they look you in the eye and they go, "I know for a fact that X person didn't do Y thing." The implication there is pretty fucked up. Because they know who did, or they know that person worked their way through some other thing. So the lie of omission is if you were to ask someone, did so-and-so do blank? And they go, I know for a fact that so-and-so didn't do blank. But
Right.
blank happened. And they know blank happened. But if they know for a fact that so-and-so didn't do blank, how? Do you see what I'm going at here? If someone gives you that answer, they're probably an asshole and or worse than that.
For what?
Yeah.
That sounds loony to me.
Totally
Yeah, it's a little bit loony.
Okay, I think
Looney
everybody thinks it's
Tunes.
loony. Everybody thinks.
That is Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck style bullshit. Someone pull you off the street to drive you around at gunpoint.
Total Looney
Beep
Tunes.
beep. Woo.
It's loony what you did.
What I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, see you back at me again.
Oh no, I am definitely.
Right, we're here back at you because
We never left.
This is the third or fourth interview. You've been arrested. We've got evidence. Quit saying we're back at you. We've never left you.
Yeah. Look at your wardrobe,
It's
sir.
like driving into a drive-in movie theater. Someone walks up to your car. They go, "Hey, you watching the movie?" And you go, "Yeah," and they walk away. 30 minutes later, they come back and knock on your window. They go, "Oh, you're back again?" No, never left. I'm still watching Monster Squad.
I'm definitely back at you.
I can't win with you.
No, because, like I told you before, I'm a
You what?
strong believer.
He's gonna say I did it.
No. I'm gonna say, you heard this from me twice already. This is the third time. Renee Descartes.
Oh, here we go.
I don't believe anything that's not proven to me. I'm not saying that nothing has ever been proven to me, but you know what? It's been proven to me here that you are the person
Bingo.
who did all
I've been
this.
saying that since the day I got arrested.
And it hasn't
Yeah.
changed. That's the thing. When something is proved beyond a reasonable doubt to someone, it's going to take a lot to overturn that because they have conviction beyond a reasonable doubt. So any doubt that you would have to interact with would be unreasonable.
Right.
And ultimately, right now you can say that. You can say that right now. Yep, I can keep saying that. Come court time, come that time when you're found guilty, then
And he was.
you can't say that no more.
It doesn't matter if I'm innocent regardless of what you.
He's right. As much as it pains me to say he's right. If he is innocent, he is innocent. However, that's where the truth in that statement lies. If
Right.
that precarious nail and board if then bridge across the chasm toward freedom, the if he is innocent are the two nails that hold that first board. But if he's not, that bridge doesn't stand a fucking chance. And guess what he's not?
What you or the system says.
Oh, the system. The system.
That's
Use
what
the
it
word
is.
system.
Isn't that what it's a justice system? Isn't it?
You use the word system.
Or process.
Oh, damn.
Or process.
Or process, you know, all that is tied to the same thing.
See, you're still not going to believe it.
I mean, I'm still, but look,
Believe
why do
the
you want me
proof.
convinced?
What still? Like what? The evidence, the incontrovertible, irrefutable evidence. Yeah, of course I'm gonna not want to
Videos, the
believe
pictures, the everything.
that.
Something that's not me. Why do you want me to, like, that's crazy in itself.
Do you need stuff to be
Hey, you know what? Who else said that? Federico Gondola. He said that's crazy.
Do
but
you
he
know him?
killed Mr. Roosevelt, and you look kind of like him.
shown to you in order for you to believe it?
You just showed me a lot of the stuff you had.
And yet,
Yeah.
Then you still don't believe it.
It has nothing, it doesn't come back to me is what I'm telling you.
it literally does. It's pictures of you. It's your DNA. It's you in a photo lineup. It's you being picked out by the victim. Like, it would be like you're standing in a classic 80s commercial style white or black void. And there you are in the middle of nothing. And then you're just surrounded by marquee arrows, all different shapes and sizes, some with lights, some without, but they're all pointing at you. And you look at all the people passing by and you go, what? These arrows aren't for me. But
As far as what you're saying that happened.
Like what? Give me an example.
You said somebody was, you know, in the car with people driving around, you know.
I said that? I never said
Well,
that.
your man here just said that.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are saying the same stuff, right? Unless you jump in and, you know, and say, oh, then you saying just as much as he's saying because you guys are partners. You're working in this together. So if he said it, you said it.
this is an interesting subversion of the working in concert, right? Because detectives will say this to suspects. They go, well, hey, sure, you didn't murder anybody, but you drove the murderer to the place, heard the gunshot, let the murderer get back into your car, and you drove them home. He's doing that to the detective. He's like, well, he said it, and since you guys are working together, you mean it too.
I mean,
But the thing is, it doesn't fucking matter. Both of them are right. If you're a criminal, you can be like, well... But yeah, these two dudes are working on the same team unabashedly.
Right.
They're wearing the same badge, and they're working to convict you. So by saying, like, you think what he thinks, that's this, yeah.
yeah.
And water is wet, Gabriel.
For the most part.
So, give me an example.
All right, I'm confused. What do you mean?
I'm confused again. God, 30 seconds can't pass without fucking Gabriel's head spinning like a whirling dervish.
You just the one that said it. You were going to give me an example, and then you didn't give me an example.
I don't remember saying I was going to give you an example.
This dude has, like, worse thought continuity than I do, and I think that is impossible. Like, you guys have seen me start down a path that I lose the trail of and just go, well, that's that. But Renee puts me to shame.
Or what? What?
Of something
What?
that you're being accused of.
Oh, you said I'm being accused of getting in the car with people driving around with them, right? That's what I said.
Yeah, we call that kidnapping. You're like, you're not gonna be charged for getting into a car with someone and riding around with them.
I just referred to if he said it, you said it, because you guys are partners.
Go look at my phone casually.
Completely giving zero fucks at this point. Like, okay, we're in the partner talk. He's like, okay, let's see. Hey, honey, I could really go for some kebabs for dinner.
Yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock. They're gonna get golden time after this.
So no matter what I show you, you're not gonna believe it. I can show you video, pictures.
Show me all the video.
I appreciate this question because it cuts through a lot of the shit.
Yeah.
Because at some point you want, like, maybe after the third or fourth denial of, like, beyond circumstantial evidence, putting them there. Be like, okay, so anything I show you, you're not going to believe, right? And if they go, yeah, I go, great. I want to go home.
Yeah.
And the jury loves hearing the fact that idiots can look in the face of a charging bull
of themselves
and go, nuh-uh, as they're gored by the evidence.
Yeah.
Freaking movies, huh?
Show me all the
Movies.
pictures, all right.
I'd love to see a movie.
No, you don't believe it.
Look, I told you, if it's not me,
Like I said.
That's
Right, but the if that are the nails that are going to hold the board up of your innocence, that if doesn't exist, my dude.
Nope.
It's like conspiracy theories. You say, well, if Bigfoot exists, then he probably is 7 feet tall. And if he's 7 feet tall, he probably has a hard time finding t-shirts that fit. And if he has so you see the thing, right? If that first if, which is the first two nails to hold that board of the then, you can build yourself a shitty bridge. But it really hinges upon that first if, unless the person you're talking to is intensely stupid. The problem with that is Gabriel is the stupid one, and these two dudes aren't. So they're not buying the fake if of the then Sasquatch bridge to nowhere.
why would I want to believe, especially something like this, if it is me?
Huh?
Why would you
So
want to
you videotape yourself? Is that like your alter ego that does it? And you come back later on? Because
blackout?
it was you. Looks like you, sounds like you, moves like you. It's you.
HMA for this or stuff.
It's got DNA, it's got, I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's my DNA.
no.
The other things too.
Well, see, you guys are jumping around, so because of that, I'm trying to keep up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying. There's so much evidence being presented to me. It's hard to say I don't know as quickly as you're bringing up evidence that condemns me.
There's just so much going on right now.
I'm sorry. Let's
Slow
go
down,
back a
slow
little bit.
down.
I'll go back a little bit. So
If this, then this. Yeah, exactly. It definitely is.
everything that's on your phone, because your face, you videotape yourself, especially when you got your hair done. When you
We're getting so close to them accusing him of being gay, and that's all I want to get to at this point.
went to the beautician,
There
you
we
got
go.
your hair done. That's all you. Ain't nobody else.
Okay.
See, he starts it there. He says beautician instead of barber or stylist.
Yeah.
Because he's. You'll see.
Unless you have a twin brother.
You never said I didn't get my hair done. I don't understand what point that is.
No. No, I'm telling you, I saw your video of you getting your hair done. There's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing trying to trick you.
I know, but what's your point?
So that's you.
Do
He
you have a twin brother?
he gave you the fucking point, right? Like if someone says, "Hey, I found like an imprint of balls and dick in my yogurt." There's two people who live in this house. Both of us own dicks. I didn't stick my dick and balls in my yogurt. What up with that? I don't know, man. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that shit, dog? I'm confused.
On your phone. Later on, you're doing something else on your phone. Later on, you're doing something else on your phone. And each time, it's your face.
It's you operating your phone, taking a video of yourself. Does that make sense? So the dick in the yogurt might be yours?
What a wild
Your
analogy.
voice. Even to the point where you got the gun and you're freaking practicing how to rob somebody.
Here we go.
Practice how to rob somebody.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? What a stupid question, because...
What was it?
I mean, why else are you saying that? You pointing the gun at the mirror. This is a robbery.
Oh, fuck. Why would you ask them for specific examples? Like, what do you mean? Practicing for a robbery. And they say, well, funny you should ask that, Gabriel. Because on the video, you're pointing it at a mirror saying this is a robbery. So it's weird that you would ask that. Right?
Put your hand up.
Moving your head to the side, moving the gun.
Like if I got caught sexually assaulting someone with blonde hair and a huge rack, right? But then after I was caught, like the evidence led them to me, and I go, it wasn't me, but then they find a video on my phone of me banging a body pillow with a blonde wig and 2 other pillows up front. And I go, yeah, this is against your will and you're blonde. This is a crime. I can see why someone would be like, well, given the reality we live in, where this crime was perpetrated, and you essentially faked it on video beforehand, it's easy to tie those two together. But for Gabriel, no connection.
Moving the gun to the side,
Okay.
practicing. What is the point of that then? Tell us.
I just was doing that. I mean, I just, got this thing I wanted to use.
Okay, so you're messing around.
Like 9 times out of 10, when I'm doing something, whether it's something at work, out in the yard, eating food, or taking out the garbage, someone says, why are you doing that? I say, well, it's what I feel like doing, y'all. It's not because of any other, like, I don't need the garbage taken out because it'll overflow the house. It's because I simply fucking feel like it. So sometimes I'll dress up as a robber and mug at a mirror while holding up a phone. This is a robbery. It's for fun, right?
Funsies.
Hilarious.
Is that safe to say?
You pretty much can call it that, yeah.
Okay.
Essentially,
Call
I
it
was
that.
just, messing around with the gun, but like I said, I don't understand what point that is.
It's a BB gun.
I
It's
don't
not
see-
a gun.
Listen, I'm a smart man. My name is Gabriel Renee. I'm intelligent, I'm mature, and I'm level-headed. What I don't understand from you detectives is like you've got a crime with my likeness, DNA, but then you find a video of basically a facsimile of that crime. I don't know what? Like, sure, omelets are made of eggs, and you found eggshells in my pocket. An omelet was on my breath, but fuck you, I guess.
Taking it as far as that, or farther than that.
Is that a question or is that like?
No, because you said I was pointing a gun, and pretty much in preparation, it sounds like you're trying to say.
You said it.
Oh.
No, well, you just
I
said
know
it.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You said it.
No, you said preparation because you pretty much was basically saying you're in the mirror, saying it's a robbery, pointing a gun in certain directions, and then you accusing me of this. So obviously you saying I was,
Right, but now he's phrasing it in such a way that like it was like both of these detectives doing it. Mm-hmm. And like what mental gymnastics? Whereas like you're saying that, like, because in my mind, Renee is picturing these 2 detectives like doing the thing that he did, and he's like, nope.
was
Don't
preparing for it.
You were.
That's the same thing as preparation.
You were.
Okay, I was preparing for it.
So you agreed then? You were preparing for
No,
it?
I'm just admitting to what he's saying. Basically, he's saying I was preparing for it.
And are you
I
agreeing?
cannot.
I'm just admitting to what he's saying. He said, I was preparing for it. I said, yeah. And so he goes, you were. And he goes, no. I was just agreeing to the thing that now I'm disagreeing to. This is not irritating or confusing at all. That's why I love law enforcement.
You agreeing with that you were preparing for it?
I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying it because nobody gets confused because if you just leave something out.
Okay. This is one of the parts I was waiting for because he's saying, I'm saying that so nobody gets confused. So he's about to reference the jury, the judge, and anybody else about to watch this. So that would mean that he knew that was happening and still acted like a fucking moron up until this point where he was like, now is the time I gotta clarify.
Now's the exact time.
Now's the exact time. It's Grand Tomato o'clock, and I've got to, at 50 minutes into this interrogation, be like, no, dog, let's clarify for whoever's watching. Now, I know I've come across as a completely absent-minded murderer, possibly. Definitely kidnapper, but whatever.
The witness is just looking crazy. Like, I don't understand what your point is, so I need to make sure I clarify. Yeah, he's pretty much saying I was in preparation.
Okay, and what are you saying you were doing?
I told you I was just had a new BB.
I was just goofing. It was just new boot goofing. I got a new BB gun. Yeah, I mean, how many guys? Come on. How many weekends roll past without you personally, whoever you are right now, running to a big box store like a Walmart or a Target, buying a BB gun, dressing up like a gangster, and posing in a mirror, pretending to rob people? I mean, you can't see it now because the camera's facing this way, but back that way, just I can't even count how many BB guns I own.
A country mile.
Every weekend, I go down to Walmart and I go, get me that BB gun, and the guy goes, again, and I go, yes. I come home, I videotape myself in front of a mirror, and then I go on to commit no crimes.
Yeah.
BB gun, I'm just messing around with it.
So you're just messing around.
This guy needed a King Cobra style wellness check so he can go like, nope, it's just a BB gun, making my own mead tubes, sleeping on a chair that lived under a dog's ass for their entire life.
What other videos would be on your phone?
Seeing as how we have them.
There are a lot of videos on the phone. Well, at least as far as that.
That's a good answer. I got a lot of videos on my phone, at least as far as that.
So you have a lot of BB gun videos?
As far as what? Right? Because this feels like a missed opportunity because they're not going to be like, whoa, what? As far as what? Because that's my question. As far as what?
Yeah. Right.
Just me messing around with it.
Mess around with the gun?
Yeah.
So let me try to figure something out here, because going back to, you don't talk to anybody, you don't talk to girls, you don't have friends, you stay to yourself. Again, why do you have text messages in your phone to a female? And several outgoing calls to her. Why? How would that happen? At least explain that to me. How would that happen? How would you send somebody text?
Like I said, I want to go more into it, but I honestly really don't recall. You know?
I want to get more into it, but
like I
don't
said,
recall.
you know what I mean? I want to, like, here's the thing. Fucking criminals are great at stringing a sentence of nonsense together because, like I said, yeah, I mean, to my recollection, I don't recall. And that was like a 15-second interval of our life where no information was given to a question that was asked. Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
That ever happened? Me calling anybody or anything like that on my phone?
That's a fair answer. So...
Totally fair. I mean, people typically forget all the calls, texts, and all the other forms of communication they do on their phone. I personally, I don't even know if I have a phone. Right? I know I talk to people, sometimes with my voice and sometimes with my fingers. But now that it's not in my hand, I go, do I even have a cousin? Like, the text... Were there words from a friend in my mind? I just don't know.
It could have happened, but you don't recall.
Well, if it happened, I don't see why I would not remember.
That's a great answer. Like to follow up the I don't remember, but if it did happen, I don't know why I wouldn't remember. I mean, if I didn't want to go to jail, I can see why I wouldn't remember.
Right, right.
I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Because you're talking about a girl, and I don't talk to a girl.
I mean, did you look at her as a girl, or maybe did you look at her as something else?
Like a
Maybe she
potato.
wasn't a girl to you. Maybe she was something else.
I don't know. I mean, a girl's a girl for the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I mean, did you see her as like a loaf of French bread? Was she a bottle of hot sauce? I mean, was she a bouquet of azaleas? You see her as a sprig of thyme? Was she just an overstuffed leather armchair? I mean, so many things that women can be.
Yeah.
What was she?
How do you look at people when you see a girl walk by you? How do you look? What do you think about them? How do you feel about that human that's walking by you?
Well, yeah, it's a girl. It's a human being. I don't know, man. I mean, it's not.
It's just the thing that you said. When you see if you don't want to come across as like a human, like if you're an alien trying to be a human, what you would do is if someone asked you, like, when you see a girl walking down the street and another human, what do you feel? You would say, I don't know. I see a girl and another human being. I don't know. What?
It's not much, thought put into it. It's a girl. She's walking past you. What more?
Yeah, dudes never look at women and go like, how would our genitals fit together? Or like, what do those titties look like under that shirt? Nobody ever thinks that. So it's totally rational and believable that a human male, possibly not gay, would look at another human. I mean, even, here's the thing. I would say even beyond men. I would say humans. If you look at someone out in the real world, almost always, or depending on the situation, you're going to entertain all sorts of scenarios. Like, I'm not gay, but sometimes they go like, what if that dude kissed me? Or whatever, the situation may be. You see girls, you say, I would, what would happen if we got together? You see a dude, anything like that, you go, well, what if? The what if situation is just a human thing. So to go like, no, nothing.
It's there just as fast as it's gone.
It's like looking at a giant chess pawn, just a giant plastic thing with a bulb on the top. I just go, yes, ma'am or sir, you're an object, and I walk past. No, you fucking don't.
It's possible you think out of that.
Do you like girls?
Do I like girls?
Sexually. As a preference. Sexual preference.
Do you like it as a sexual preference? It's not an invitation. I'm just saying I run thought experiments, Tony. If anything ever pops, I'll run a flag up your pole. But until then, it's just like, well, what if?
I'm in shock. I don't know.
Do you like guys?
Yeah, if someone were to say, do you like having sexual proclivity toward the ladies, I would go, I don't know. I'm in shock.
Thanks.
It's not a no.
Definitely not.
Right, that's the thing. I'll never say a no fully, because that's the thing. You don't know. Maybe I'll snap. Got the hair thing going on.
Well, hey now, Tony.
Got the hair thing going on.
Probably die. It's possible. Anything's possible.
I base my opinion on how I've seen you handle yourself here and on your phone with other videos and the way you talk.
See, and he gives these like pussy footsteps around why he thinks that Gabriel here might be gay.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be as cut as dry as David killing his friend being like, there's videos on your phone of your penis entering his butt. We don't get like that clarity here. He goes, well, it's like how you act, how you talk, and the videos on your phone. You're like, we think you might be a little light in the loafers. And I go, but like, why? Is this just an irresponsible insult thrown at a guy to try to get a rise? Or is there something about him? Like, just because he has silky hair doesn't mean shit.
No, it's probably the first one, like you said. Trying to get a rise out of him to be like, no, yeah, I talk to girls.
But that's the thing, like, if the only thing that goes against it's just to get, because I've seen the whole, like, are you gay thing to get a rise out of someone before. But that usually doesn't come after like the whole, are you into women sexually, followed by the answer of like, like, even the dude who was having sex with the dude who he killed, he was like, no, I don't have sex with dudes, sir.
Yeah.
And he killed the dude.
I don't think that you've come to be honest with yourself.
I'm as honest as I can be with myself.
When it comes to sexuality.
Yeah.
This all of a sudden turns into like a therapy session.
Right,
About,
he's like, you know, you're right.
The struggles of Renee Gabriel to get out of the closet.
I know, like I said, I know I don't like guys, but as far as girls, I don't know.
I know I don't like guys, and I don't know if I like girls. I mean, all gender politics and permutations aside, what else is there? I don't know of a third genital type that other people are picking. They go, yeah, that's for me.
Yeah.
You got the pole, you got the hole.
There's no Ken Smooth anywhere.
To be like, hey, I'm pretty sure I don't like the dong, and I'm not sure about those vages.
Just
Untrustworthy.
I don't care for something like that. It's not, you know, something I can, I'm homeless.
Oh my God. Do you hear the guy in the background? I think my hands would get involved.
No, yeah, you're at some point. That's the thing. I'm running out of steam very quickly, but at some point, like when the second detective leaves and they're just sitting there as he gets the car and they're just sitting and making him squirm in silence, you hear a lot of like, there's one detective or he's a police dude. He's like, yeah, okay, all right. So what do you need? And it's just like that kind of no nonsense bullshit conversation you'd only get out of like a cop or a factory worker where they go, okay, I hear what you're saying. Now distill that to a single question and get off the phone.
Yeah.
Girls, because you're homeless.
Kind of, you know, a place, something, I don't know, something that offer, I don't.
Just come on, man. Are you gay or not? Just tell me.
Get involved with that.
We're cool.
Okay, so you can't get involved with them, so you're getting somewhere. You look at them, you see them.
Yeah.
Look at how far Detective Salmon Shirt is in his chair. Like he is just waiting for him to just say he's gay. And I'm like, why?
Because I think maybe not overtly, but I think what's happening here is they're trying to get him to engage by a couple of things. They're amping up the accusations because you're not going to bite on the kidnapper or the gun or the mask or the DNA.
None of the
thing.
actual evidence.
Let's poke at your sexuality to get a rise. So they're doing a couple of things. They're going to be like, are you gay? And he's like, I don't know. But then they're both going to lean in and try to get him to mirror that posture.
He's not gonna, is he?
No. What they want to do is to get him to lean in so they all have a meeting of the minds and get on the same team. And they're hoping to spur that by being like, you're not gay, are you? He's like, no, I love the pussy, but that didn't happen.
Right.
So they're leaning in to be like, yeah, you love tits, right? And he's like, I don't know.
Meh.
You see girls. Do you see girls as weak?
Do you see girls?
Scientifically, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Scientifically.
Well, I mean, equal as far as a man you're talking about?
Yeah, like,
a man.
Like let's say you were gonna.
No, like as a woman, like equal to a credenza or like a love seat, like a Frigidaire.
You had a choice of robbing a girl or a guy. Which one would you rob?
I wouldn't rob neither.
Okay.
Wait for it. I mean, I'd kidnap the lady, but I wouldn't rob anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had to get into a fist fight,
Here we go.
would you rather get into, and you had no choice but to fight one of them? Who would you fight, the female or the male?
I don't see myself getting into a fist fight with a female, so definitely it'd probably be guys.
Gay, right? So, not because it's overtly gay, but the detectives are about to really hammer in and be like, but why? That feels a little gay.
Yeah, I would pick a female.
You would pick a female?
Hell yeah. I freaking whoop her ass, that's fine. Why take the chance of getting my ass whooped by a guy?
Why would you not pick a female?
What are you, gay?
Huh?
Why would you not pick a female?
Like I said, because I don't get involved with females like that. Like, meaning I don't have that kind of confrontation with
Like I said.
As far as if it does get in, to something like that, it usually be a split.
What?
Usually when, you get into a fight with a woman in some place, I don't know, it's, a guy just forgets his place. As a guy,
Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah, it's like what I mean when I was like a woman, y'all. So you know what I mean? But when the guy forgets his place, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like I said. You know what I mean? I mean, innocent.
Just gotta, I guess, let it ride. But definitely a guy, like I said, because it's like saying, you typically are gonna see guys around guys, so it's like if something usually
In gay clubs.
happens, it's gonna happen based on that person normally around. It's close, whatever's closer to him. So, like,
So the situation that Detective Technology posed was like, you got to fight one of them, a man or a woman. Which do you choose? He goes, a man. He goes, why? He's like, well, it depends on the situation. There's typically more guys. None of that was, no. You have to fight one of two individuals. No context. A man or a woman. Who do you fight? He goes, well, like, the gravity on the moon is so much lighter than on Earth. And like, if a man went to the moon, wouldn't a woman go there too? And let's say they got into an argument. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Who would you fight?
a guy.
A woman. So I beat her up. Yeah, I'd be like with the detective here. Misogyny be damned. If someone said you have to fight a man or a woman, let's say they were equal size, like height, weight, everything, I still take the lady. Is it sexist? Probably. But again, Gabriel hit upon it scientifically. They're going to have, and I really call it scientifically, it's stupid. But like when I was in Aikido Ninjutsu back in the day, my sensei at the time had like the stats. He goes, women are best at the softer arts like Aikido Ninjutsu or grappling or whatever, because technique matters there. Dudes love the strong arts. So like muscle goes into kicks and punches and throws and shit.
Like jujitsu and
No,
stuff?
not at all. Like Kempo, karate,
that's what I meant. Kempo.
that sort of stuff, like the harder arts. Whereas the ladies typically excel at the softer arts because it's down to technique. Whereas stereotypically, dudes are going to want to use strength to overpower their opponent. Women know they have 80% of the strength of men in their hips and roughly like 60% in the upper body. So that's when technique matters. And by and large, the women who are going to focus on technique that I am now forced to fight across from a man who I don't also know, I'm going to gamble on the lady.
Guys, they normally are around guys, So usually for guys around girls, because he's dating her, so you're not gonna just see a guy hanging around a girl because that's typically a friend. Now it doesn't mean that can't be the case. But
again, we're not talking about other people fighting each other. It's you and these two straw men and women. It's not what do guys typically do. You fucking idiot.
That's very rare. Usually guys hang around girls as a girlfriend. And then they can be around other guys because they're friends, so the likelihood of them getting to a fight with a guy is higher.
Heavy breathing.
Boy, oh boy, do I feel that salmon technology detective.
Versus a girl.
Let me ask you a personal question. Are you a remorseful person?
Let me step back. I'll ask you a highly personal question after accusing you of being gay. Are you remorseful? Whoa! Hey! Too personal,
He
detective.
didn't fall off his chair. I'm surprised.
No!
Do you understand what
Yeah, but I don't do anything to people as far as to look back on it and feel bad about it.
So you don't, right now you're not feeling bad about anything?
Nah.
I have nothing to feel bad about other than I got myself in here because I allowed myself to be out on the street.
He allowed himself to be out on the street.
Right, that's the thing. I've been out in the streets. Like sometimes I'll cross them, I'll walk on the sidewalk alongside them, or sometimes, you know what? Spend a little time in it myself. I've never been picked up and accused of kidnapping because I've spent time on tarmac at him, you know?
So, your answer is you haven't done anything to be remorseful about?
What?
So your answer is
What?
that you don't have anything to be remorseful about?
Yeah, because like it's like
Yeah, it's like I said. It's like I said. You know what I mean? It's like I said. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like I said.
I'm not involved with people like that to be having all these kind of, you know.
I love that's the other thing that idiot criminals do. Specific questions always receive general answers. Like, hey, this person died because someone killed him. Did you do that? And they go, no, man, I don't hurt people. Like, I'm so quiet and soft and shy, and I just don't do people like that. The question wasn't do you do people like that? It was if Gypsy, like we asked Gypsy, say, hey Gypsy, did Gojon kill your mom? And then she said, Gojon, he's so slow. I can't see him doing anything like that. Like, what?
Came a cloud in my head, in my mind.
Well, there's gonna come a time very soon where you're gonna be put in a position to feel remorseful. And if you don't feel remorseful for what you did, you are an animal then.
If you still accusing me, like I said, I mean, it's I'll be out.
If you still accusing me at the 58th minute here, at the third interview, if you still accusing me, I don't believe that. You still trying to throw this on me after all the evidence points toward me? I can't believe this.
We're past that point. Yeah. We're not accusing you. You did it. We were actually trying to figure out why and what type of person you were that would cause or what would cause you to do stuff like that. Because honestly, I don't think you're a bad guy.
Great time to pull that out, right? Like, we know we're fucking sure you did it. He's about to say this too. He's like, people make mistakes. You made several consecutive mistakes. I don't think here's the thing. If I start going out and brandishing a pistol and hitting ladies in the face to knock them unconscious and I steal their money out of their purses, and I do that 5 times, it would be hard for even me to believe a detective saying
you're not a bad guy.
You're a good guy. You're not a bad guy. You just made 5 consecutive, premeditated, unremorseful mistakes.
I think you made some mistakes. I really do. But I don't think you're a bad guy.
Just several 8 to 16-hour mistakes where you mistakenly abducted someone, made them drive around, made them fear for their life, and robbed them blind.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I've been coming out of work and I say, hey, good night, everybody. There's a banana peel on the sidewalk. I slip and whoa, double homicide. Just slipped right into it. Just a big old whoopsie daisy.
I mean, from sitting here and talking to you, it's just, you do not seem like a bad guy. You seem like you made some mistakes.
Who does he not seem like a bad guy to? Bundy? Dahmer? Others?
And right now you're feeling that you're backed in a corner. And you're just denying everything. It's your.
I mean, sure, you're not that Australian butcher lady who cut up her common law husband, hung his pelt in the doorway of the house, and then tried to serve his buttock steaks to his children. You're not that guy, are you, Gabriel?
Only sense of comfort is to sit here and deny everything.
What do you think he's looking at?
But from talking to you, I don't think you're a bad guy. If it was under different circumstances,
What circumstances would you see his multiple kidnappings as now this is a problem?
Right.
Before, it's hey, you want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
I'd probably hang out with you. You honestly, you're not a bad guy. I honestly think you made a mistake. Several mistakes.
You're so fucking cool. I mean, we know a lot about you.
Yeah. We got you on cameras.
Actually, we don't. So basically, everything we know about you, you're basically denying. You are coming across as a reptilian, ice cold-blooded moron. Mm-hmm. But hey, why don't you and I go grab a PBR? Because that's the kind of person you are. I think you're a good guy, Gabriel. I mean, sure. Some of us have perpetrated half a dozen kidnappings, but that doesn't make us bad.
Mistakes.
We're all human.
But we can make those mistakes right. We really can.
Yeah, I think if someone abducted me and stuck me in a car and held a gun to my head, and at the end of that 8-hour horrifying experience, they went like, gotcha, I'd be like, oh, whoa.
I told you guys everything I know. I mean, it's
Well, you didn't tell us everything you know, unless you've forgotten about everything you've done in the past couple weeks.
And everything they've already recorded.
And everything you've recorded.
As far as to the best of my recollection, like I said before, as I was saying, I didn't do nothing to nobody. I would never do nothing to nobody. I never hurt nobody. I wouldn't never do nothing to nobody. I got no friends.
Listen.
again, like I said, I told you as much as I know.
Nope.
As much as I know as far as the questions you guys are asking.
I think he's one of the most
So you didn't
annoying
kidnap
people
anybody?
that we've.
He is the least annoying of the most annoying. That's the thing. He is the least
That we've done
Like-
on the show.
If you like this reference, take it. But if like the most annoying criminal in this genre is a capybara, Gabriel's like a guinea pig. I mean, there are some out there that are mind-blowingly frustrating and impossible to wrap your head around, and the detectives show it. And those are the giant rats, the capybaras of this scenario, where you go, whoa, that is huge and unusual and interesting.
I'm sure. I'm just saying the ones that we've done on the show, because at least like some of the like super annoying people like this, at least sometimes have something to say that is semi-interesting, and this
Right.
guy is just like a Stephen McDaniels, like, but a
with-
non-interesting Stephen McDaniels.
There's some footage out there of like an ex-police detective who like murdered someone and then went off to have dinner with his family. And then he was picked up and he's like, I don't want to talk. And it's like an intensely long interrogation of this bald, fat ex-police chief where he's like, I'm feeling sickly and I don't want to talk none. And so the male detective goes, fine, fuck you, I'm out of here. But the lady detective, who like has a stuffy nose, like sat there and talked to him about mowing his lawn and feeding chickens and other inane bullshit for hours until she basically had him outline his entire day.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen here.
Didn't kidnap anybody.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Great.
Again, people make mistakes. Okay? I have a close friend that I grew up with that's in prison. Okay? He's doing 75 years. Okay?
Okay.
For kidnapping.
What are the odds?
Ironically.
His name is Renee Gabriel. Isn't that weird?
And his biggest thing was he couldn't bring himself. He was disgusted with what he did, and he just wanted to forget about it. You know. And now that he looks back at it, he's like, you know, it was a mistake. And now he's right with himself. He's right with his family.
He's got
Still
70
in
more
jail
years
forever.
to go.
He's right with everyone he knows. He's right with the victims. You know, right now you have a chance to explain yourself, to show that, you know, to show the world that you're not a violent monster that, you know, you're being painted as.
I don't care what the world thinks, because the world got me in here.
Which has been evident since the fucking first minute of this interrogation, yet they keep swinging their emotional pickaxes at this
Scarecrow.
emotionless hole in the dirt.
Yeah.
It's like if you were to walk out into the desert here in Arizona toward the superstitions with a pickaxe in your hand and be like, you know the Lost Dutchman's mind is out there. You know Renee is guilty, but you don't just start picking at any fucking rock that you find. So the whole thing, like, you don't want them to think this, right? He has shown from the beginning it doesn't
No.
matter, but we still hammer on it like it's a button that's attached to something.
Doesn't matter.
No, actually, you got yourself in here
I
for
did
this.
myself in. I wasn't the one that put myself in the cuffs and dragged myself in. No, I didn't.
Okay, but you were the one that was rotten.
So he's okay. Not that this isn't annoying, but like to again split hairs and be like, well, it wasn't me who threw myself in the cuffs. No, obviously, but like if you light your house on fire and get burned alive, it's not you pretending to be the fire burning yourself alive. You can't blame anyone but yourself. Right, guys? I mean, I'm not crazy.
And kidnapping.
Like I said, I'm
Yeah,
innocent.
people.
I'll be out real soon.
I'll be out real soon. He wasn't.
I disagree with everything he just told you. I think you're calculated. I think you use your escape of your own big world as a way of not having to deal with what you do in this world, in this society. You have selective memory.
Doesn't do you no good, right? Because obviously I'm still in this predicament, so that doesn't make any sense.
That's a crazy thing to say. It doesn't do you no good, right? Number one, it does, because you look stupid and the evidence against you only becomes stronger when you deny it to its face, right? And then he missaid a word that I can't remember, but that was also sounded stupid.
It doesn't do you any good or me any good?
It doesn't do me any good, I said.
No. No.
So it doesn't make any sense.
So the word is called acceptance. Accept where you are and who you are. And without that, you can kid yourself for the rest of your life.
I'm not going anywhere.
Obviously.
Well, keep pushing it.
So I don't know. Maybe this is just a pet peeve of mine because I'm into philosophy a little bit. But like when I hear people speak philosophically, it sometimes feels like this. I'm not saying that I'm an expert or anything or whatever, but more than common knowledge, I feel like I have. So it would be like a geometry, algebra, calculus, whatever teacher you want to put in this scenario, and you come to someone and you want to teach some calculus, but they are struggling with addition and subtraction, and you keep bringing up coefficients and other things that are so far beyond their understanding. It's ridiculous. And not to say that detective technology is like a master at philosophical thought, but it is somebody in at least an algebra class trying to get someone who is understanding the basic concept of fractions to get on their level, right? Because like when you talk about these deep philosophical concepts, you have to make sure that the person you're talking to, again, with the math thing, you cannot explain what X means if they don't understand 1/2.
Right.
You are going somewhere.
It won't be where you think. It
Jail.
won't be where you want.
No, will.
Because you're innocent?
No duh.
No duh.
No duh. There's another interrogate like this. Not I don't want to call everything similar, but like there's another one out there of a guy who I think he burned his neighbor's house down or something. I can't remember the exact interrogation. But his catchphrase was like, "I'm innocent, duh." Duh was like his thing. Like, so the detective was like, "So you didn't blah, blah, blah." And he would go, "Duh."
Who doesn't know that already?
Brilliant legal
You are
argument.
the only one that believes that.
Which is a
And
bummer.
ultimately, in your reality, that's all that matters.
I did. And as far as the buddy over here and the rest of the crew, they dragged me into that, whatever that place is, investigation.
Here's the thing, guys. It doesn't. I don't know. It's just such fucking stupid argument. Like, because I've never seen an innocent person get in front of a detective and go like, well, everybody thinks you're guilty. And be like, well, that's what they think and you think and literally everybody else thinks. But I know that blah, blah, blah. And I can't fathom a situation because I'm a naturally anxious person. So if I think that a few people think something about me, I'm off my rocker. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you can go, well, like, I don't care if everybody thinks that, like, I'm the only one who knows I'm right in the entire world. And I'm going to hold fast to that. Like, God damn, the levels of whatever skill you have to have is off the charts. Because, like, if 10 people think something about me, that's enough to be a fucking disaster. But, like, it's in this situation, like, it's us, the jury, the news media,
world?
social media, the judge. Basically, everyone outside of your skull thinks you did this. And to stare at the world at large and be like, so what, bitch? I mean, like, I would love to have that confidence, but used for good, not evil.
Right.
So you're gonna be out soon?
Yes. I don't see why not.
Does that mean you want your property?
I see why not. It's because of the cavalcade of evidence.
You see.
You can't just proclaim innocence in the face of DNA, video, photo, eyewitness, circumstantial, forensic, and physical evidence and be like, nuh-uh.
Maybe he'll try calling the state of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
What's the point, guys?
The state of Florida needs to come in here and show itself. And then, goddamn, if Daryl Brooks gets a hold of that information.
Probably already got rid of it.
No. We got it in storage.
I'll probably get new one.
You gonna buy a new mask and gun and everything?
Maybe a new gun.
That's what I would say. Like if I were arrested for using this BB gun to rob and kidnap people, I would say, and they say, well, you gonna get all that? You gonna get your murder kit back? Like if Joel Guy Jr., like the detectives were like, are you gonna go to Walmart and get another murder kit? He'd probably be like, nah, just the zip ties.
Right.
That thing is branded with all this crap.
Gabriel, man, you got zero chance of ever buying a gun.
He's right.
It's a BB gun.
Remember that word?
I never would buy a real gun because I can't buy a real gun, you're right.
Acceptance. So I'm gonna leave you with, because I'm done talking to you.
Well, this conversation ended before it started, so.
Well, I mean, it's been an hour.
I think I got to know you a little better today.
Yeah.
I disagree. I mean, aside from knowing that he is a pathological liar with a Herculean dedication to being
Confident in himself?
not even that, like as like a Herculean dedication to portraying himself as someone unworthy of any empathy.
Yes.
Like if I were to prove to someone that I was a piece of shit beyond all reasonable doubt, I would act like this.
Mm.
Yeah, like I said, you one of them. You talk to me, you've seen me, you think you know me now, so.
You think you know me because you've been investigating?
Other than what you think.
You got supposed
Well, you don't
video
need to prove
evidence.
anything. You just need to be honest for once and stop having these memory lapses of when you do violent crimes. You know? Maybe apologize for what you've done. Maybe admit your mistakes. Maybe you can start off there.
Remorse.
Like I said, yo, I have nothing to do with none of this, y'all.
I think I use that word, remorse.
You know? Maybe some accountability.
I'm not supposed to be here. I was told not to do this, but like I said, I'm my own person, so I don't listen to them.
I hear you.
Who told you not to do this?
His lawyer,
Oh.
his legal counsel told him not to do this, but he's his own man. As you can tell, he's a very smart, emotionally mature, confident, competent individual.
Yes.
And that's why he said, yeah,
I'll do it.
detective technology and shiny shirt, bring me on down.
I respect that. That I definitely respect.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect the fact that you forego legal counsel to talk to us. I respect that.
Good choice.
But not because I actually respect you.
Anything else?
Well, I'm just waiting for Mr. Gabriel here to, you know.
The end.
Explain his side of the story.
Okay.
Stupidest fucking answer. Because here's the thing. At the time you deliver that, do you have anything else? It needs to be received by the suspect as one of the last nails in this press board coffin. Because you've been building it the whole interrogation, and so you want to ramp up anything at this point and be like, hey, do you got anything else left? Giving off the impression that we have all we need. Even before we came in, we had all we need. But hey, you want to jerk this guy on the line a little longer? The correct answer is no. Fuck this guy. I've had enough.
Yeah.
The wrong answer is, well, I was just waiting that maybe he'd tell the truth. I mean, if you're going to do that shit, cut out most of the fucking bullshit silence and the crossing of the arm. Just say it.
Yeah.
They started to feed at the place already.
Go make sure you get something to eat, too.
Shit on a shingle.
Ready to go?
I'm not even supposed to be here.
Are you ready to go?
Whoa, hey, are you Dante from Clerks? I'm not even supposed to be here today. Where's Randall?
What is the question?
That answers your question. I'm not supposed to be here.
Nope. That doesn't answer my question at all.
Now, why is it only now that he says that's not an answer to my question when this whole interview he has not gotten answers to his questions?
Hang on a minute here, Gabriel.
You want some water? No.
No water?
Water?
Something to snack on or anything? Shit? Okay.
Water?
Water? Water?
I'll get you water. I'm gonna get you one of those tiny ass Dixie cups with room temperature water. 1.5 ounces, you bitch. Oh boy. So we've been going for over 3 hours. I'll tell you what happens. They sit there quietly for a long time. You hear the guy on the phone outside talk to somebody. Gabriel tries to make small talk, but Detective Technology shuts him down because he doesn't want to fucking deal with this dude anymore, so he dishes out a bunch of disrespect his way. If you are interested, I mean, there's only 15 minutes left if you want to watch it. I'm not going to pull it to another 45 minutes because that's what I will do. But check out the channel that is just called Interrogations. It's where I get most of my raw footage. Please subscribe to them. I want them to keep uploading stuff. But yeah, if you want to watch that, you can see little Renee here go, oh, well, that'd be. He tries to make small talk, and the guy's like, I don't want to fucking talk to you. It's kind of funny. Not worth it right now. Anyway, that is it for you tonight. Now, we might be doing something in a day or two. Don't know what. Salmon is still here in America, so we'll probably fill in the time a little bit here or there with something. However, thank you for showing up and watching this infuriating interaction between Detective Technology and Renee. Sorry, Gabriel Renee and Renee Descartes. But that's all I got. I think that's all we're going to get for Detective Technology. I've not seen him appear in any other footage, although we can still probably find more of the Stephen McDaniels red shirt. Like, wow, Steven, because he's all over the fucking place.
Wow.
But anyway, that's it. We'll see you next time on another episode of FOP Radio. Thank you so much for showing up. And yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye.
For the try to